with your player recap.
Want me to give the recap this week with my terrible mic, or does someone else want to go for it?
You're the best at it, but I can give it a stab.
Okay, I don't know how to take that. I'll just do it. I can do it real quick. We'll try.
You can, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So last time we were approaching the mine's entrance. Is where we went to Vermilion to look at the mine. Colonel Seagarden had tasked our group to come to Vermilion to investigate why what was going on with the mine and whether or not we could fix it so that it could be reopened to assist in her war efforts as part of her long-term strategy for the war. We were very much in a hurry to get back to Duros, but actually decided going to Vermilion might be faster because then we could get horses and get to Duros faster than just walking. So we decided to check out the mine while we're here. We cleared out the town first, and then last session we entered the mine. There were lots of kind of investigations going on outside, led us to believe that there might be fey monsters inside the inside the mine that might have some kind of psychic abilities to turn people into monsters. Although some people don't believe in the Fae, but that is what it was looking like. Right before we went in, we used the boon of the Night Spirit. Everyone became invisible. And in front of the mine, we saw imprints on the ground, lots of drag marks and stuff. And I think we knew that there was a group that was sent before us that had gone missing relatively recently. And then, of course, lots of people from a long time ago, from the mining disaster and the events afterwards before Vermilion was abandoned. As we went in, Arvik used his spirit guardians, but they were faded a bit, almost like the darkness was oppressive to the light of his guardian. We found cart tracks and remnants of the mining operation, sounds of dripping water. Eventually, we went into the bat room, where we were attacked by bats. It wasn't a difficult thing, but we all did lose our night boon as soon as we started attacking and were no longer invisible. Tarvik's spirit guardians hurt Rita, and there were a few things said. Rita cast darkness near him, and essentially the whole group is just a little bit tense. None of the characters know it, but it's because of the item that's being carried around. We assume is making everyone just a little creaky. Let's see. Eventually we came to where the tunnel caved in, with the unpassable passage. But Cassandra went investigating and pulled some platinum. She kept one for herself and did not tell the group. She showed the group two and kept one in her pocket. Then we continued down into the area that was covered in the dark black moss. We kind of got separated a little bit. Cassandra and Cromwell went to the room that had the skeletons and the stone slabs and the creatures hovering over people on the stone slabs. They were the soldiers from Duros. They were all half alive, rats gnawing on their feet and stuff. But we were split up. I wrote in my notes, Rita manages to stay alive in there.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, she led the bug creatures on a bit of a chase through the caverns, very much took care of herself. Roland went to help Rita, but Cassandra and Cromwell and Tarvik all kind of stayed, I think, in the main area. I think they were able to save most of the prisoners, except for maybe one died from the shatter. I'm not really sure, but eventually we did get split up. At some point, it was notable that the moss doesn't set ablaze. There was then a rumbling sound, and possibly a creature came, I'm not really sure, with sparks beneath it and some kind of explosion. And it set off a chain of events, and essentially the ceiling is coming down in the room with the prisoners and the three of them. But I catch up to Rita, and we have a very nice walk, and it's very light, very nice, and we don't know there's anything going on right now. There was at least one bug creature that got away, and is still in the cave somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe someone else can re-say what happened with the explosion, the ceiling caving down, because apparently I didn't write that very well in my notes. But yeah, but that
Yeah,
is
so
my note.
they were like fading through walls, and they appeared in the room with all the soldiers that we were just kind of like telling them what was happening. And the creature like attacked the support pillar with this like explosion, and it began to crack, and we started like rushing to get people out of the room. So we were using like half movement speed to like drag people out of the room. There's still a few people left in the room that we're working on taking out, and there's also one of those mean locks in the room, uh, creature things, and I think that's where we left off, was just trying to drag everyone out before the room collapses on our heads. Ooh. I did not take note of that. Yeah, I just took note of the ceilings crumbling. We're trying to get the bodies out. That's what I have. But I was controlling myself in Cromwell, so that's what our things were.
Rita is just intent on like exploring the caves some more, and this is exciting.
I think Tarvik went to go get Rita, and then this started happening, and he came back to help. Right. Yeah, it's very relaxing. Mhm. I'm not good at that.
Is that also applicable to us who are just in some random corner? Okay. Do we see the any shaking where we are? That's 13.
no. Oh no. Whoa. I think I am. Yeah. My disadvantage is 16. Yay, rogue. It's hot. Okay. Nice. Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 Oh no. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna try to crawl through to where I remember them being. Oh, that's supposed to be me. Yeah, that's my sheet. I'm gonna yell out for Roland, Rita, Cromwell, Tarvik. I'll just yell everyone's names. And I'm going to try and dig. Since I have fast hands, can I use my action and my bonus action to dig? Okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to see if I have anything to help me dig here, because I am not strong. I think we gave all the good stuff to Tarvik, so... Oh, I have a hammer! Oh, I have a crowbar. Can a crowbar help? Okay. Okay, great. Okay. Advantage was helpful. Amazing. Okay. Alright. Okay. So can I try to remember, do I have any more movement actually? Probably. No. Yeah, okay. Okay. Right, yeah. So yeah, I'll just just keep yelling and hoping that they respond. Good at that. Okay. And he also has a crowbar. Would that help?
Yes, that will help. He kind of squirms through. Oh, shoot, yeah.
Oh, yay! That's me.
Oh, very nice. Awesome. So you hear this rumble to the left of you, and then you see a rock just shoot out, like a rock slab, as he just takes this crowbar and he just, like, catapults it.
Nice.
You see it, like, clatter on the other side of the wall, and he's up and breathing. Anything else
Okay, great.
do for him?
If you could start moving, try and get out of here.
Sorry, start what?
Moving.
Yes.
Start getting out, so... Yeah. He's got little legs, too. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we'll get him 15.
All right. Rita, it's now your turn. You hear this kind of panicked yell from Cassandra yelling everyone's name, as well as a large cavernous crash that preceded it.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, Rita first, like, shivers as she has that feeling go down her spine, and she's suddenly, like, a little bit wide-eyed, like, what the crap's going on? And then all this happens. She looks back at Roland, and then kind of lets go of his hand to, like, rush forward after Cassandra. And then, okay, I can see things.
So that Rita could leave him if...
That's true. So I am myself going to dash 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I can see Cassandra. That's a move and a dash. I don't know. There's a lot of dead things. These are the bodies that they brought out, right?
Yes, they're alive.
Okay. Oh, okay.
They're the soldiers.
We saved
okay.
those. Yeah.
Yeah. I've run up to here. I'm just like, what's going on?
You see a mound full of rock slabs. Very evident that the ceiling has caved down, or fallen down. And you see Cassandra on top of the rubble, next to Tarvik's little head. And I'm not sure he can actually see Cromwell from that perspective. maybe a little bit. That's
I do see his token.
Oh, then
like,
you'll be
yeah,
able to see a bit of his head.
Okay, cool. Okay.
All right. Roland, same thing as Rita initially heard, is that cavernous thundering as the rock fell. And then your name.
Sorry, my computer's a little laggy. I might need someone to move my token for me. But Roland was holding a dash so Rita could lead him. So he would have kept up with her for like the first half of her movement, and then he would have used his own movement
6.
to get up to her.
Alright, so you're held dash, and then where do you want to go from here? You also see the cave-in.
I'll move to Rita. That should be a movement and dash to get me there. I move my token a little bit, so whatever movement and dash get me right up to Rita.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Okay, so that's... Yeah, you see
Okay. You're in distress.
I think
don't, but there's no immediate rebel to like move through.
Sorry, what?
Say that again.
I think
thought I heard
we're
something.
fine
Someone else
now
say
because
something?
the heads are all popped out. But could use help or just making sure the ceiling doesn't fall more.
Okay. I'll use my action then I guess to move in towards Cassandra to maybe help. I mean, our people are still pinned, right? They're gonna still need to use an action to get unpinned.
Yeah,
Yeah, Tarvik is still under.
Yeah. Their bodies are under. They were able to
Then
push the
I'll
rocks
use-
off their heads.
Then I will use my my action to move forward again and towards whoever's nearest to help, so that next turn I can help them unburied.
Okay. I can move that for you. We'll go 30 feet. Let's see. Probably here you're gonna be able to help Cromwell because you see Cassandra is right next to Tarvik. So you can help Cromwell come out. The last standing Meanlock that you saw is nowhere to be seen.
Nice.
Tarvik will go ahead and make another athletics check to get his full body out. Let's see, athletics. That
Uh-oh.
unfortunately does not work. As you see him struggle, he's not getting enough leverage. You see he's a little bit too high up. The rocks are too high, and he's not able to. He kind of turns to Cassandra. Help. Cassandra.
I'm trying, but you're a big guy. I'm gonna use the help action to help him get out on his turn.
Okay. Remind me of that if I forget. Cromwell will try to get out on his own, probably. Or what are you gonna do for him?
Yeah, I think he can. I mean, he's gonna try, and then if it doesn't work, then Roland can help.
Okay.
What is it, athletics?
Yes.
He's strong.
Very
Yeah.
nice. He is very easily able to move out, especially because his previous throw that he did with that huge slab opened up a lot of space for him to maneuver and get leverage. So he's up and out, no longer restrained.
Great. He's gonna just look at Roland and be like, "What are you doing? You gotta get out of here."
Nice.
And he's gonna go up there.
Very
Good
good.
little legs.
I appreciate it.
And with that, Rita, you see Cromwell climb out.
Okay. Are we just ready to go? Is that it?
I don't think Cromwell knows the hag, but Cassandra does. So Cassandra would yell back, "The hag's around!"
Hag?
Oh,
Ooh.
that's right. Thank you for that.
Okay. Well, then we probably need to, here, I'll just, polymorph. And I polymorph, Tarvik into a giant badger, which has a burrow speed.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay. I'll
Oh my
say.
God.
I'll say actually. For that, Cassandra, DM Inspo. Thank you for catching that. I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
Did you say a badger?
Yeah, giant badger.
What are the stats for a badger?
Good on you for remembering that it has a burrow.
D&D badger.
They can dig, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I don't see it on the D&D Beyond.
Which one did you?
It has a bite and a keen smell.
It's got, I can, are you okay with 5e tools? Because I can just link you that.
Oh yeah. Link me that in Discord, please. Or actually,
Yeah, and the speed. Check the speed on yours, Olivia.
Yeah, under speed, it might say burrow. Next.
okay, let me see. Oh, it does. Thank you.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, so you see
I'll be
Tarvik just
proactive.
turn into a badger.
Giant badger right now? Perfect. Okay.
Okay. Are we just gonna leave, or are we hunting this hag? I'm not gonna move. I'm just gonna stand here at the sort of the mouth of the cave.
Okay. You pose that question out to the group, but in your head, you hear a response from Pick. Can we explore a little bit further? I smell something. Roland.
Last I heard Last I heard we were leaving, so Roland is seeing everyone is now free. Was there like an injured, half alive person to rescue in here?
Oh, he's dead.
Or not anymore?
Yeah, everyone that's not out is dead.
Okay.
Yeah. He had very
Okay.
small health, and he got completely crushed. He wasn't able to move. He couldn't save. He was just crushed.
Roland's gonna move towards the entrance.
Tarvik's person is crushed.
Yeah, and this there's one other guy in the corner.
Thank you.
Dash to move again to whichever general way the group tends to go,
Okay.
to be triggered upon Rita's movement.
Great.
Can these guys move now that we've gotten them out? Like, are they able to walk?
They're not conscious. You see them breathing.
Oh, I see.
I'm pretty sure you only gave them 1 hit point. Oh wait, did you give them hit points?
I went around and
If you
the
gave
ones
them
that
hit points,
died I healed. Yeah, with lay of hands. And then the other one, because I have 3 lay of hands used, so I guess I gave 1 hit point to 3 of them. Because
Okay,
I guess
so
they died.
we'll say these 3 are conscious and able to move
Okay.
on their own.
Okay.
And this one's sleeping.
Okay.
We'll put the sleeping one, the sleepy son.
Gotcha.
Alright, so Roland holds for movement.
Roland would then go to. Well, he's going to move towards Rita, but if there's a sleeping dude, he's going to pick up.
Sorry, I heard if there's a sleeping dude,
He's
Roland
gonna
will
move.
pick him up and do what?
Move towards the sleeping dude, and he's going to pick him up. And he's is picking up an action. Am I cutting out for you all?
Just there's a little bit of a delay, for me at least. but I can still hear you. I'm gonna say for your question, no, you're just interacting, and if you're trying to move him, it'll be half your movement.
Okay, I am going to walk to Rita, pick him up, and then I am going to hold a dash. It'll be at half speed, but I'm going to wait to see whether or not we're leaving or staying before I actually move.
Okay.
That's what Ro would like to do. And then I am going to switch to my phone instead of the laptop to see if that's better for the sound. So sorry if I'm quiet for a minute.
Okay, sounds good. Keep that in mind. No
Thank you all.
of this.
Someone else can be my cursor. I appreciate it.
Okay. And then Tarvik comes up, and he's a badger. What does he retain with the polymorph? He knows that he's himself, right?
Oh boy.
Oh wait, unwilling creature must make a wisdom saving throw. Do you guys think he's unwilling?
Probably, yeah. I mean,
you are fighting. Yeah.
All right, so let's see if he first turns into a badger. He's gonna make a wisdom save. Oh, and I think that saves, right?
Yeah, DC 16.
Okay.
I did give him the help action if he wants.
What the hell, Tarvik? Why are you a badger right now?
He says, I didn't like that. That felt weird. Don't do that again, Rita. As he just tries to pull himself out. He's gonna have advantage. Athletics. 19. He is able to pull himself out. Oh, excuse me. You guys ever just choke on your own spit?
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. So with that, he says, I could have gotten out myself, see? And he pulls himself out, no longer restrained. Oh, and he's here, I think. At least on roll 20.
Yeah, he's joined in, I guess.
Let's give him a sec. I'm sure he's getting on Discord. This is good.
How bad is my new mic?
Oh, wonderful.
Better.
Oh, yay, thank God.
Yeah, it's much better.
A perfect timing, because this is Tarvik's turn. And just to validate what happened, you can say whether you would have done this, yes or no. But Rita, okay, so right now you're caved in. Your top portion, your head is above the rocks. You're able to breathe. You saved yourself from digging out the top portion, but you're still stuck. And so Rita kind of came up over here, saw what was happening, saw that you failed one of your athletics check to remove yourself from the rubble fully, and then casted polymorph at you to turn you into a badger. Don't know if you're willing or not. So if you're willing, you turn into it. If not, you make a wisdom save to not be turned. Because I don't think you're familiar with polymorph being cast at you.
I don't think. Did Rita say anything beforehand, or did Rita just cast it on me?
Just cast
it at
I walked over here. I was like, Polymorph, you're a badger.
I don't know. You know what? Because I'm just coming into it. Here's what I'll do. We'll just do high, low. High, yes. Low, no. So we'll make for low for wisdom. Okay, wisdom saving throw.
You already rolled it.
Okay,
23.
you rolled and you were successful.
Okay.
We thought
the consensus was that you would not be okay with this.
Especially because of the little tension that's been brewing.
Yes.
So what happened is you saved from the polymorph. You were like, Rita, why did you do that? I can pull myself out myself. And then you made another athletics check. And Cassandra gave you the help action to assist you. So you roll with advantage. And it's 19, and so you are out of the ripple. You can move.
Hooray.
It seems like everyone is saying that they're gonna leave, or at least leave this dangerous area of the cave-in. So you have your movement left.
Also, we heard the hag from the crags,
Oh, there
the
you
one
go.
that Rita almost made a deal with. She was laughing. We heard her.
Except the only people
Oh, okay.
who know it was
Then-
specifically the hag was Cassandra. And she did state that to everyone, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I see like everybody is above the ground right now in their current positions?
Yes.
If they don't have a red X, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Can I since I used my action to get out, can I, as a bonus action, just do a healing word on? I'll do a mass healing word. Excuse me. On, let's say, myself, Cassandra. I don't know if I can reach Rita with it from there. Let me
You might
see.
be able to get
I think it's
Cromwell
a-
and...
I think you pick a point, and it's a 30-foot sphere around that point. So I think you can get everyone if you want to.
Yeah.
You could
is
also
it a
just
point?
choose
I
to
thought it
not.
was from self. Here, I'll do this. Yeah, I can reach, but it's within 60 feet, so I can reach everybody.
There you go.
Yeah,
So
nice.
everybody, let's just do. I'll roll. I'll do it at.
Can you
do it
include
at
this sleepy
4th
guy?
level.
He's unconscious.
You can't see.
Yes,
Oh,
I can
that
do
one.
up to 6 people. So yes,
Yeah,
I'll
there you
do.
go.
I'll do sleepy guy as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good.
So everybody gets 11 hit points back.
Nice.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Yay!
That's too many hit points for me. There we go. But that will be, I guess it's my turn if just getting dug out of the rubble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have movement, I think. It's just difficult terrain.
Okay, is Cassandra out already, or does
Yes.
Cassandra need help out? Okay.
I'm out.
No, because it's...
Yeah, then I'll move to, I think I can get right to there.
Is that a spirit guardians that's going to kill everyone? Your aura?
It's gonna kill it won't kill anybody except for Rita. Because I can see everybody
Okay,
except for
good.
Rita.
Excellent.
That's what I have written down in my notes, at least. So.
Oh, you have the
That's what it
spirit
was.
guardians up? Oh,
And-
okay. Yeah, that's what it was. We were wondering. I was like, he said something
What
about...
I took damage, I think, when the
You did. Yeah, you took
Yeah.
full damage, 22.
yeah.
Can't save.
Okay,
Constitution
so
check.
why don't
that's
I
right.
roll? It's gonna be a con. Yeah, it'll be con 11. To see even if I can maintain it.
That's true.
Oh.
I do. So it is still up for now. Though it looks like we're on our way out, so I might be dropping it soon. But for now, Tarvik's just gonna dust himself off and pull himself forward.
Okay.
And that's it.
Fantastic. So I think Cassandra, when you start your turn, we'll gloss over the fact that we missed it last round. Benefit to you guys, and then for this turn, Cassandra, I think you're gonna have to make a Wiz saving throw if he still has it.
Oh,
up.
okay.
No, Cassandra. I am you.
out.
When the last time, yeah. What I put in my notes is I know it went down, and where it wasn't. It was hitting everybody except, I think, like, Cromwell or something like that. But I had to recast it since then, and it's everybody except Rita was there. So
Oh,
everyone except
gotcha.
Rita is immune to it.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yes.
Then you don't have to. Wonderful.
Because I'm not wise.
Okay, perfect. So, Cassandra, what do you do?
Get out of here. Bonus action dash. How far can I get? I'm not there. Okay, so squeeze around Cromwell. I'm gonna tell these soldiers we gotta go.
They look a
and-
bit dazed, trying to get
Yeah.
their bearings.
Was that way safe, Rita? This way?
Yeah.
I can get to there.
But have we actually like solved everything down here?
Well, there's a hag. How are we gonna protect these guys?
Yeah.
Let's go, soldiers. Pretend to be all military.
I'll say
Do like some real bad salutes.
I don't have a round for them here, but I'll just say at the top of their turn they'll move, so they would have moved with you, we'll say.
Okay, because that's my movement, action dash, and bonus action dash to get up to here, because I had that difficult terrain. So.
Alright, so hobble together. Lump them in, so just move them all at once. They're like right behind you, beaten, battered, dazed, confused. But they heard a command.
Yeah.
Alright, what does Cromwell do?
Follow.
Alright.
Join the ranks.
Fantastic. Rita. You hear in your head the voice from Pick saying, can we stay a little bit longer here?
I'm just gonna like look. There's 3 different directions that I haven't. That aren't the directions that I came from, and I'm gonna just ask like, smell deeper where?
That way. And you feel in your head that he is gesturing left, like this way.
Yeah. I mean, there's like all the people there, and I'll go this way. I need to stay away from Cromwell. This makes a lot of sense to come over here, actually. So I'm gonna do 20. And I think I'll just move that far and then kind of like stop. And I'll just go this way. And stop and like not go too far. And I mean, it catches back up. These are some winding corridors, right? This is fine. This is fine.
Roland, you saw Cassandra, Cromwell, the soldiers go one way, and then you saw Rita go the other way. What do you do?
I am going to not leave Rita. I'm going to follow her. I'm going to shout to Cassandra, all the tunnels converge back to the beginning. We'll meet you there, I guess. And I'm going to follow Rita. And if someone could move my token, roll 20 is being very mean to me.
Yes. You want to be right behind or right beside? You can reach either.
Yeah. So I think I'm doing a thing where I'm moving and then I'm holding a dash so that on her turn when she moves, I can as much as possible keep up with her.
Okay, I'll put you right next to her so you have the most movement.
Cool. Cool.
All right. So you see Rita, Roland pull up. Tarvik. You saw everyone kind of split, as I mentioned before, left and then right, and then you heard Roland say what he said.
I'm gonna avoid Rita, knowing that Rita's gonna get hurt. So dash, I think I can get to here, and then I'll just start moving this way.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Thank you for not hurting me.
Yeah, getting very close. And I will move around. And I'll just make it to there for now. Just follow the end of the line. Just trying to keep an ear behind.
Okay. Go and make a perception check as you actively kind of listen back. And I'll say
12.
Perfect. I'll say with this, we end initiative as Tarvik. You listen back and you hear not a sound. As it seems the cave-in has suffocated or pulverized any living being that was in that space. You think. As you all stand here in your respective areas. Rita, you continue to hear Pick as the momentary rush of adrenaline of battle dies down. It smells closer. Can you keep going? I smelled it earlier, but you were busy, but... You can see you can hear in his voice, he seems almost... Well, here, how about this? Make an insight check. As you try and gauge the tone of his voice as he's talking. It seems reminiscent, like he's remembering and he's happy. It's a good smell he's smelling.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like yell back. Pick wants to stick around and like we'll catch up with you. And I'm gonna start like walking and doing let them know that I'm just gonna go this way a little bit. Oh, I see somebody.
Roland's gonna keep up with her. Someone else can move my token, please. But Roland's just gonna keep up with her.
Sorry, Rita. You do not see something. That is old.
Okay, good.
Yep, Roland keeps up. We'll put you basically in the same spot. But I'm not going to cover your token.
And I'll just, I think I'll just keep moseying around.
Go that way. He goes, he kind of gestures left. Cassandra, Tarvik, what are you guys doing? / Cromwell.
I want to try and get these guys somewhere away from anything bad, so... Because they have 1 point. We're gonna keep escorting them out.
Go forward. And Pick is gesturing verbally in your head this way. As Cassandra, you go that way. Tarvik, do you follow her? Cromwell will follow.
Yes. Yeah, I absolutely. I'm just gonna keep right behind. Again, just as much as I can, assuming that she's not like super dashing away or being faster than me. I'll just keep an ear out from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep an ear out behind, and then just trying to, maybe the best I can, trying to keep track of where Rita is, just so I don't have her accidentally walk into the sphere of fish people.
Make another perception check.
Yeah, that's it.
As you indicated you're listening.
20.
Very nice. You are able to tell. You're very keenly intent. And you hear her moving to the left. She's gaining some ground. You might have a hard time reaching her in round out of play. But you know she's traveling left. Rita, as you kind of meet this point, you hear in your head from Pick, yeah, this is where I smelled it earlier. Further down.
Down?
Mm-hmm. And he continues to kind of smell the air.
Yep.
Roland, do you continue to just kind of follow behind Rita?
Yep, just following her.
Just following. No talk. Cassandra and Tarvik and Cromwell. I guess you're continuing where?
I think it's this way. I don't know.
I might actually at this point Roland might ask, Rita, are you sure this is opposite the entrance?
I said before we're just taking a look around. Pick thinks there's something good down here. And I'm kind of curious, and we don't know what caused those. Like, there's supposed to be a hag around here. I mean, we can probably find out something that we need to.
Okay, I trust you. And I'll keep following her.
Right?
Jake thinks there's something good down here, something happy.
Happy how?
I don't know.
Like something like him.
Like it smells good.
Alright, and Rita, I'll ask you to pause moving forward. Roland, you're probably right next to him. Tarvik, are you going to move forward? Thank you. And Cassandra, you can move forward again when Tarvik catches up to you. However, Vita, you kind of peer along this corner, and I believe, Roland, you'll be able to see maybe an edge of this is a space that opens a bit wider. And now that you're here, closer to it, you feel the dampness of the tunnels extremely pronounced. Moisture leaches through the moss ceiling above, forming fat droplets that fall into pools of dark water around the chamber. A sharp scent of minerals fills the air and mixes with the earthy smell of the moss. The sound of dripping, though you see it, you don't hear it, and it doesn't echo. It's immediately dulled by the moss-carpeted surfaces. As you approach, you hear Pick in your head. There's something like home. You hear him say in your head. And again, he has that like happy, reminiscent kind of tone in his voice. You also
mean
see...
home?
Oh, give me 1 second. You also see, dotted alongside the walls of the cavern, various colored, what you think to be some type of moss or fungus or mushrooms. It's a little hard to see from this distance, but you do see some colorful dots lining the edge of the cavern. From where you can see one is blue and yellow, I believe. Aquamarine. So instead of just blue, it's a lighter aquamarine color. You've seen fungus, mushrooms, moss, various degrees of things. These seem oddly bright and oddly colorful. You've never actually seen anything exactly like this before. It's something familiar, yet something strange. And with that, you were going to say something?
Yeah, Pick, when you say it's like home, do you mean the Shadowfell?
No. Shadowfell's not my home. The place is so dark. This is home.
I mean, is this stuff looks kind of ominous to get close to, though.
No. The Feywild isn't ominous.
Well, I mean, like the dark pools and the Feywild?
Yeah, home.
The Feywild.
The Feywild.
You said the Feywild.
I did. Pick said the Feywild.
Yeah.
Sorry, DM, before, he couldn't say the Feywild, right? He tried to say the word and he didn't have the word for it because he couldn't say it?
No,
It came out
that was
garbled?
something else.
Okay, never mind.
That was the name of...
Name of the goat man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, name of the goat man. Yeah.
Well, okay, if Pick, if you say it's not going to be dangerous, I trust you. And I start walking closer.
He says, it's getting stronger. Can't you smell it? And you can hear his voice is getting excited now.
Do I smell anything?
You smell the dampness as you move
Okay.
forward. And as you do get closer, you notice that the form of colors that you've seen, it does solidify. You do see that they look to be mushrooms, at least the two that are on the left that you see. And you see as you look further along, there are various colored along the edges.
Can I investigate the mushroom?
Yeah.
Do I recognize it? Do I know what it is?
I just moved you guys up. You guys can, if you guys up there, so Cassandra and Tarvik, pause for 1 second. I did move these guys up so they're close to you. Yes, go ahead and make a investigation check. Actually, perception check because you're standing further back. You can make an investigation if you get closer. And Pick in your head, Rita, says, "Oh, look at those! I haven't seen those since I was home. This must be an entrance." But Rita, as soon as you stepped forward, natural 1 on investigation roll.
Wow, and I was so excited to get closer to it. I was just so sad.
So you did get closer, right? If you rolled investigation. Or did you mean to roll perception?
Yeah. No, I wanted the +8 on that. That was real helpful if I got closer.
Yeah. So you got here, right next to it, and as both of you approach in this area, you smell the dampness, and now that you're near, it has a twinge to it. It smells off. And as soon as you notice that smell, you see some bubbles, and you hear some bubbles appearing from the pool directly in front of you. And I would like everyone to roll initiative for me, please, as something has come up. That I need to show on here.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
Yes, it does.
Oh gosh.
As you guys up there, okay, Cromwell, Tarvik, perfect, Cassandra, lovely. I'm gonna sort. I think I have everyone. Awesome. I think this is a good place for a little break. So we'll come back. How about at the 55 mark? It's roughly 10.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, and we're back. So, you guys have rolled initiative as the bubbling started to ooze up. And I think at this point in time, no screams have been heard, and the ooze wasn't that loud. So, Cassandra, top of the round, you just continue making your way out?
Well, we were supposed to meet up where it all connected, and this seems to be where it all connects. So I guess I'll just have the tell the soldiers to. All right, it should be safe here. Let's rest up while we wait for the rest of our crew, and just like start helping them like bandage up a little bit.
Okay, great. They'll come up here and definitely kind of nod in agreement as they exhaustedly just kind of have been talking to you, asking questions like, who are you? And, thank you for saving them because, quicker than they knew, they were ambushed and attacked. There were these strange noises and, they couldn't fight them off. And then they were being tortured. So all of that conversation continues during
I'll
this.
definitely make sure to tell them that we are death's witness.
Okay, cool.
As loud as possibly can. Just make sure Tarvik hears too.
Yeah, I was supposed to say, Tarvik, you definitely hear an audible from Tarvik.
Yeah. They would have been
a
talking
traveling
like,
group
while
of
you guys
heroes.
were walking. Yeah, so you
Yeah.
probably would have mentioned this when he was
Mhm.
within eye
Yeah.
rolling distance.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Actually, to backtrack a little bit, while you guys were walking, was there anything that Tarvik and Cassandra would have talked about, or just kind of been answering the questions of the soldiers that you rescued?
Be answering those questions and also just check, like, just a quick check with Tarvik. Like, are you and Rita okay?
Oh, yeah. She, you know, sometimes Rita likes to. I don't know. It's just an interesting procedure with my little spell right now, and Rita's former liking for a certain darkening spell, let's say.
Yeah.
So I think we're okay though. I hope so,
All
at
right.
least.
All right, don't hurt her with it.
I'll try not to do it again.
Thank you.
Cromwell pops in to the conversation and just kind of says, you know Rita, she, you just have to deal with her in a certain way.
Yep.
And then...
I know, but I didn't have enough. I didn't prepare silence today.
You get a good chuckle out of Cromwell.
Ha ha ha! Yeah, all having great fun over here.
Yeah. La-di-da. The tables have turned. You're the ones frolicking now in the hallways.
Yep.
Alright, so Cassandra, you kind of settle them down. You don't know what's going on. Rita, you
This
see
ooze is on fire! I'm gonna cast Create Bonfire.
Nice. Can you
Sorry,
throw that,
I just
that
cut
spell
you
up?
off. Yeah.
Oh, no, I was just queuing you up. 5-foot cube. Cool. Let me put a little cube up here.
I'm gonna just do it like right in front. There we go. That's my bonfire.
Nice.
Yeah, that's an action. I think, and I think I'm just gonna stick where I am.
Guys, have you seen a negative roll happen in this campaign so far? I don't think so. Because this is the first. -2.
Wow.
Perfect. You want to roll the d8?
Oh, it is. Oh, I shouldn't have Hexblade's curse up. It's the 5 for the 2 fire.
Oh, sorry, I missed it up there. I was looking below.
Yep.
Thank you. Let's see. Okay.
I'm gonna just like tell Roland, get behind me.
You see the flames lick the side of this viscous blob as it looms above you. And if that ends your turn, it's going to go. Let's see what it shall do.
Wait, it's above us? I misunderstood.
Oh,
I thought it came up out of the pool.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not. But it has come
Okay.
up out of the pool and it's looming large.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's like this big,
It's
like pseudopod of the thing.
It's large.
Yeah.
It takes up
Okay.
that space. That token is that
Yeah,
space.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a very large creature. And as it kind of looms overhead you, it's going to take a bit of its blobular form and condense it into this kind of like mini vortex of ooze as it kind of slashes out towards you, Rita. It's gonna try and flop. Does an 18 hit?
I will shield.
Okay.
So no.
And it is going to stay where it is. And are you going to say something?
No, I was just double checking. Okay, so it took that damage on the start of its turn. It didn't take it when I cast the spell.
Oh, okay. Well, applies.
Wait, hold on. You create until the spell. Sorry. Oh no, it did take it when it casts the spell, and then it also makes the save again when it ends if it ends its turn in the radius.
Perfect. So it'll make another save here.
Okay.
Same thing. -2.
Okay. Nice. 9 this time.
Very nice. So you can see it is on fire, but you can see its blobule form is so large, the fire is actually only a portion of it, as it kind of remains looming in front of you. Tarvik, I would say with the 20-something that you had earlier and your intentional statement of just trying to keep track of Rita, you pick up a faint singing voice with her singing that it's whatever she said is going to be on fire. You kind of hear that tune from Rita, and you hear it coming from like kind of below and to the left of you. And I hear just that tune.
So like, would I hear it?
Sorry, you cut off for me. What'd you say?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're cutting out.
It's more this way for me, or would you say it's still? Hang on.
No, you're good now.
I was
It's more like here.
good
This
now.
general direction.
I cannot see if you're clicking anywhere.
You gotta zoom out a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go. I zoomed down. Down that way.
Mhm.
Okay. I will just come around the corner a little bit. Just take 10 feet of movement to get to here. Give a heavy sigh. Look at.
I shrug.
I'll get, and I just go 2 guesses. And then I'm just gonna do. Let's see. So that was 10 feet.
Mhm.
I'll be 20 to there. 30. Still not seeing anything. Another 10 down. I'm. Or I guess it was only. Make my way to there. I think I'm going the right way.
Mhm.
Okay. That's my turn then.
I saw you move, and I'm assuming that you did move in a dash, but I couldn't really hear what you were saying because you were cutting in and out. Was there anything in particular that you said?
Let me. Nope. I'm just making movements. I'm gonna spend this next round restarting my router. So I'll be back in a second.
Well, I hear you clearly now. It was just earlier,
Okay.
so I don't know.
Just earlier.
If it's fixed or not, but right now I hear you perfectly fine.
Okay. I might just do it anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, I just moved and dashed. That was
Okay.
all I did for my turn.
Fantastic. Then we'll go to Cromwell. What will he be doing?
Yeah, I guess, did he hear it?
He can make a perception check right now to see what he's currently hearing. But Tarvik,
Okay.
I gave Tarvik that because he intentionally stated that he was listening for Rita.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll try to see why Tarvik ran off. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so let's say he hears the faint echoes of Rita's song. Little snippet of a song.
Okay. Was that his action, or does he still have an action?
No, he can have an action.
So I'll follow Tarvik. Far. Right behind Tarvik. And then I don't see anything. Alright, that's it for his turn.
Alright.
Roland. Does it look like Rita's bonfire is affecting the creature? Like, I think I heard, like, I know the moss wasn't ignitable earlier, and I was worried that, like, maybe this gooey thing can't be caused by either, but it looks like it's normal.
You
Not
see,
hurting it like it normally would.
yeah, you see that it seems to be catching a blaze. Just the statement earlier was just to state the size of this creature. So it's only burning up a portion of it. But it seems to be burning normally.
Okay. Rita said, "Stand back, let me handle this."
Rita just said, "Get behind." Rita just said,
"Get behind me."
Yeah.
Get behind me. Well. Okay, this is what Roland's gonna do. Roland is going to make as much noise as possible to try to attract everyone else, so he is casting Thunder Wave at 2nd level. He's going to shift one. He's going to shift one square over where the 2 mushrooms are, so that way the Thunder Wave doesn't catch Rita, and it just catches the blob. And he is going to cast that. And Roll20 is being very slow for me, so I'm going to try to put this in the chat. Hopefully it'll work. Please, come up. Maybe.
Con save, I think it was. Yeah, con save. 16 for a con save. Oh, it just makes it.
It just makes it. Let's see, is that one PG? Okay, let's see. On a successful save, the teacher takes half as much damage and isn't pushed.
Okay. So your damage 6, 7, very nice. 13.5 plus 6. So
Everyone would have heard it.
6. Alright, you guys hear a thundering boom echo throughout. Cassandra, as your turn starts, you definitely are able to hear that it is coming from this direction.
Alrighty. Let's put on my rogue speed. See how far I can go. So 50. Not too far. Do I feel like I'm going the right way? Based off that sound?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so that was my movement, action, and dash. Bonus action.
Fantastic. Rita.
Oh, you are so oozgly.
Is that a wisdom save?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a 4.
Okay.
It kind of burbles in response.
So yeah, that's disadvantage on its next attack. Yeah, and that's it.
Alright. Remind me that... Actually, it's perfect, because it's his next turn. So, it's going to, again, try and slap forward at you, coming from the top down, trying to flap your head. 16.
That misses.
You can see it just is not center aligned, and it goes to your left as it slams down. And it will... Let's see. It's going to slightly adjust to here. Getting away from the flames and rearing and looming towards Roland as it ends its turn. Tarvik.
Let's start with and boom. I guess like down this way, or I just put my token.
Sorry. Repeat your question.
Did where I'm at my token right now, is that the direction I heard the boom?
Yes, you're going in the right direction.
Okay.
Go ahead and make another perception check for me as you are listening to the reverberations from Roland's thunder wave as it echoes through.
Another 12.
Yeah, you feel like you're going in the general direction. It's a little distorted with the extreme loudness. It is like bouncing off some of the walls, but you think you're going in the general direction.
Okay, I'm gonna action dash then. So there's 5, 15, 5. Oh, 30. Get right to there.
Okay.
And I'll just end my turn there.
And Cromwell. Cassandra, you might be on mute
Oh, whoops.
if you're
Yep,
speaking
sorry.
on behalf of Cromwell. Yep.
Yep. Okay, so get these legs going. There first.
Mhm.
See target. So action dash to there. Go. Okay. Alright, that's all he can do.
Alright. He tries to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Rolling. You might also be on mute if you're trying to speak.
Sorry for technical issues.
You're fine.
Oh,
It seems like it's one of those days. Tech is.
it really does.
Yeah.
Okay, so has this thing hurt us? It hasn't. Has it hurt Rita? Did it try to hurt us?
It's attacked me. It has not dealt damage.
Correct.
Okay. Well, doesn't seem that dangerous yet then. I guess I'm just gonna target it with what is a non-range spell? Shocking Grass. I'm gonna touch the ooze. This is a mistake. I can tell, like, as I'm saying it, this is gonna be a mistake, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm touching that ooze.
Okay. Let's see. Is that?
I don't know why it dealt extra damage.
Is that for something?
Oh,
Lightning?
it's sorry. It is. I think I know what it is. I think it's potent cantrip. I think it's a wizard ability that makes my cantrips more powerful.
Oh.
That I got busted. Hold up. I will double check that because I don't know what else it could have possibly be. But I think that's what
it's
it is.
It's just 2d8 damage, right? So that is that's just cantrip scaling.
Well, the 12 was 2d8 damage.
The 12 was your attack roll.
Oh, never mind. Okay, it's just normal.
Okay.
Okay, it's just normal. It's normal damage. It's a 12 to
Normal
hit,
attack,
and then
yes.
normal attack, and then probably nothing because 12 probably doesn't hit, but then it would be 6. And then I do want to check though to see if I have something that makes my cantrips more powerful. So I thought I did.
Okay. While you take a look at that, you reach out and you grasp this sludgy ooze, and you shoot your lightning through your hands, and you see the lightning actually crackle through the body and dissipate. And you see that though normally you would see some type of smoke usually afterwards as an indication that the lightning damage hit, in this instance you don't. You see that it just kind of dissipated through the body, and then once the lightning light vanishes, it's back to this ooze that is just looming ahead of you. And let's see. You're also going to take 8 points of acid damage as you feel this ooze burning your skin.
Yeah, that maybe wasn't the smartest thing to do. Do I get the impression that lightning didn't hurt it at all? Like there's no signs of damage?
You have a feeling, yes.
Okay, that's good. Okay, don't touch the ooze. Oh, yeah, and the potent cantrip does not apply unless it makes a saving throw. So absolutely nothing on that there.
Gotcha.
Okay, I am going to stay where I am. And that is my turn.
I look at I'm behind Roland, and I'm looking at the back of his head, just like my eyebrow twitching.
Just at the incompetence that you witnessed.
I told you to get behind me. And now I've got acid on you.
I'm sorry.
Cassandra, you hear Rita's disappointment and anger.
Amazing.
You feel like it's
Okay.
coming from this general direction, or at least it's bouncing off from this sound.
Okay. Okay, so I can get my pulse. Okay. So this way?
Yeah, you.
Or it's
you heard it
bouncing this
echo.
way?
Mhm.
Okay. So that's my movement and my bonus action, so that we'll do our action. Okay. We're moving. I'll just yell, Rita! And that's my turn.
Okie dokie. Rita.
Okay. Okay. I know what I want to do. I just had a great idea, but I'm not going to do that. I am going to just do a dissonant whisper against the ooze. And I'm going to do it at 3rd level because, I'm running out of slots, kind of.
Was that wisdom?
Yes, that's wisdom.
Fantastic. 15.
Dissonant whispers. That fails. DC 16. So it takes 19 psychic, and it has to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Okie dokie. You see it kind of vibrates with the damage incurred, and it's going to move this many feet.
You want to get an attack of opportunity on it?
I don't think so, because it's of its own will. Is it of its own will that it has to leave?
I always thought that this didn't, but I think before we ruled that it did. It's gonna be whatever opportunity attack, however opportunity attacks work.
Can you throw the spell description up for me?
Yeah. I mean, all it says is that it has to move. An opportunity attack is like super hard to find in here.
Oh, it uses its reaction, so it has to use it of its own will. So I will say yes, because it is being forced to use its reaction, but it is not like being pushed away. If that makes sense. Like
Right.
it's choosing to.
Yeah,
to
it's
go away.
yeah, it's
Yep.
moving of its own will, I think.
Yes. So opportunity attack for Roland.
Min.
Yes. that
25.
is Very nice.
It makes up for it just a little bit. Cool.
All right. You can see as you stab into it, like a little hole is left as you take your sword out. And it is like that indent of the sword that remains in it. Let's see. So we just did the dissonant whispers. Anything else, Rita?
Nope. I want to stay where I am.
Fantastic. And we go to Window Screecher. You can see it'll like gurgle its way back here and try to slam down.
It goes after me. I forgot.
It will slam down actually to the closest thing, Roland. 16.
That just hits.
Just
Yeah, 15 is the AC.
Okay. You're going to take 5 points of bludgeoning damage and 26 points of acid damage.
Wee.
Do you have non-magical
I'm away.
armor on you?
Roland should not be wearing armor because he's a wizard.
Okay.
So the answer should be no. Yeah, the answer's no.
Okay, good. And I actually missed this the last time, but Rita, because you are within 5 feet, you are going to take some residual splash damage as you see this kind of vortex of sludge slam down. It splashes onto you. You're going to take 7 points of acid damage.
Nice. No save or anything?
No save
Just-
or nothing.
Good.
Just
That means
splash.
that I can just hellish rebuke.
Awesome.
There we go. So I can only cast it at 2nd level, so I'm gonna do it at 2nd level. I point at him and I rebuke him hellishly.
Very good. Let me see. Fail. Fail. Let's see how to cast. Okay.
Yep, so 12 fire. 22 fire.
Yeah, I was like, wait, am I seeing the right number? Alright. Fantastic. Here we go. Okay. We go to Tarvik. And you might be on mute.
I am on mute. Hopefully that fixes it. Okay. Start my movement down this way. 20 to there. 30. Oh, hey, look!
Oh gosh,
people.
it's right there! Oh no!
Yeah,
Not the
it
stairs.
is. Man, you're in a difficult position here. I mean, I see the edge of something. I will. Seeing that Rita is likely in a very bad position, I will end my concentration on this, and I will take away Spirit Guardians. I can just barely see both of them. Looks like both of them are hurt. I really like to do something, but I don't know where the creature is, so I think I'm gonna action dash to here. Oh, hey, there's the creature. And I will just do. I'll do. Roland looks the worst. I'm gonna do a healing word at 3rd level for Roland.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. 13.
Not bad.
We'll healing. And that will be my turn. Actually, you know what? I have some more movement, so I will move up to, like, let's say here on Rita. Be like, hey, what is that thing?
What is Tarvik's healing word? What does he shout out?
Probably what is you know what, does anyone speak Orcish?
Does anybody? I don't think Cromwell does.
Roland speaks
Or I guess
so
we're
many
not Orcish.
languages, and Orcish is not one of them.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think
I
anyone
speak
does.
Draconic,
Okay.
Dwarvish, Elvish, Halfling,
Wow,
but
that
not
is a lot.
Orcish.
Not Orcish. So he says an Orcish word very loudly.
Very harsh sounding to your
We'll
guys'
say
ears.
we'll say that. It's definitely not because I can't think of a word. It's because Tarvik has said something in language you can't understand.
Of
It's
course.
Draw.
All right. Yeah, exactly. Rah, rah.
Perfect. You feel a little bit better after hearing those harsh words, Roland. Cromwell.
All right, he running.
He
Let's
running.
see. I'll get up right behind Tarvik.
Alright, he sees.
was his movement and his action. The only thing he can do is a bonus. We'll see. How healthy does this ooze look?
It looks thick and viscous.
Okay. You can bonus action the Hunter's Mark the ooze.
Alright, he Hunter's marks. I'm going to put a little, let's do... Sorry, there's a target here. There we go, yes. Alright, and that ends his turn?
Yep.
Roland. What do you do?
Roland's scared he's gonna die. Sorry. My computer's being so slow. I wanna see if it's gonna retrieve a lip dash or not. No. Or sorry, it will not let me disengage, it'll let me dash. God, it's like the most boring thing, just like disengage and move back and not do anything for a turn. I probably should. Yeah, Roland's not gonna do that. Because it would leave Rita vulnerable, and he's not gonna do that. Okay. Roland is going to... Roland is going... Sorry. Struggling. Roland's gonna cast Haste on Rita. That's what Roland's gonna do.
Alright.
And he is concentrating on it. He is not in a good place to be concentrating.
Do a little lightning helix for haste.
I'm gonna be able to put an indicator on my token to say that I'm concentrating, but that's what I'm doing.
I'll put, how about, like let's get the green. Green dot.
Yay.
Is that good?
Green dots. Yeah, perfect.
Awesome. Let's see. Okay, Cassandra, it is now your turn.
Alright. Let's see if I can squeeze up here. Go up here. I want to bonus action dash. Get over here. Okay. And I will attack.
Okay. Yes.
That was Cassandra. Yeah.
I figured, yeah, that hits.
Okay. 9. Actually, it is a sneak count.
You're not. In what sense? You're not. What's it called? You're not
think
flanking.
if it's distracted or if it's just someone. I know, it's been a while since I've looked at this.
Yeah, since Roland is
if there's an
within
enemy
5 feet.
within 5 feet.
There
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
go. You got sneak.
All right. So that's another 3d6. 15. Nice.
Yeah,
Good roll.
Nice. That is a good roll. Cool. Let's see. You can see, just as Roland's short sword dug into it and left a mark, you also leave a mark where you pull your sword out. You can see the little holes all throughout.
Nice. All right. That's it.
All right. I missed this earlier, so I'll just say it took a while for it to happen. But you see, and Roland will see this the most because he had a front row seat to this, but you see where the lightning struck inside. You saw the crack of the lightning through. At that divide with the lightning, you see this split into 2.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We're
That's
here.
better, right? two is weaker than one big one, right? It's like two tiny ones. It's fine. It's
It
fine.
gets more attack.
Sure.
But
Are they
it's not gonna hit as
smaller?
hard.
They are smaller. And
Okay.
only one of them will have a mark.
Oh yeah.
Say, it's actually up to you guys. Which one do you want the mark to be on? Bottom or top?
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, so you see it finally kind of split. We'll say it was making its way, and it just happened now. Rita, you see now two in front of you. What do you do?
Okay. Bonus action. I'm going to use Mantle of Inspiration, targeting everyone, except for the puddings. So everyone, go ahead and take
No,
5
why?
temporary hit points, and you can use your reaction to move up to your speed
If someone could please
without
bring my
taking
token back.
opportunity attacks.
I greatly appreciate if someone could bring my token. How many temporary hit points was it, Rita?
It's 5.
My computer
Is that
just
where you're
crashed.
going,
I'll
Tarvik?
take it.
Okay, I'll move it for you. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, I am in position now, so you can
Okay.
get
Is that cool?
Cromwell wherever he needs to go. Mm-hmm.
Where
as far as his little legs can go.
behind do you want? Just as far as possible, Roland?
Well, no, just I'm gonna say just behind the group so that I am buffered.
Okay,
Come
I'll
on.
put you directly
Yeah,
behind
yeah.
Rita. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'm going to, I think, step over to. Oh man, this has gotten. Oh well. Actually, wait. Hold on. I can
You
can
could
go
have moved
here
before
and
Cromwell,
run
if
through
you
Cromwell.
Yeah.
So I can go to here, and this will let me do what I want to do. The cone of face smelting, is that a weapon attack?
What does it say? Let me see.
It's under pick. This is what it says. So I have an attack option. Two-handed martial weapon, Hex Warrior doesn't apply, blah, 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 blah.
It is an attack, yes. So,
It is an attack, okay. It says it just says power. It's
no,
power
yeah,
chord.
it's an attack.
Okay. So yeah, I am going to do 2 weapon attacks, just like into the wall here. So it's a cone, and this should be able to hit both of them, and then go into the wall and not hit any of my friends, I think.
Do the cone again. The line
Okay.
is
So
very...
it's here. So
Do you
this is
wanna
5
do
feet
the
out.
cone feature? Actually?
I have to change. I looked at the cone feature. I don't like the way it draws cones. I think it draws cones wrong. But let me. I have to turn on the UI redesign. Give me a second.
Okay. Yes, please.
So I have to reload the page.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that basically, I think that cones translate incorrectly onto a grid like this because just because like the diagonal, the hypotenuse is the same length as the sides on the square, like that whole thing.
Okay.
And so it kind of makes the cone look wrong. But I will, you're the DM. You can decide
Let
however you want
me
it to
look
be.
at the cone. I only saw that they
yeah.
had it. Let me see how it looks.
Let me measure. Okay, I have to go here and then line. The turn order in the way. Why don't I see cone? That's why. Yeah. Okay, so if I go here, this is the cone that I want to do.
Even
More or
if you
less.
do rounded, you don't like it. Cone shape.
Can you see my cone?
Yes, I see I see Tarvik's
Yeah.
cone. Yes, I see.
Oh, I'm messing around with things. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so am I. Okay, that cone. Yes.
Sorry, I keep
Yep,
fiddling
no,
around.
it's
So
perfect.
yep. Okay. So I do 2 cones face melting. So I have to get back into my character sheet, which
Alright, so
I dropped because I had to
Wiz-
reload. Yeah.
DC, okay, 15 is half damage.
That might be up to 16 now, unless it's. Is it my? Is it supposed to be my regular spell save DC?
Let's see how much you have in Warlock, or not in Warlock. Yes, Warlock. Sorry, give me 1 sec to look at this. You know what? No, 16. It'll be 16.
So that was 1.
Let's see, Wiz for that one is a
and
12,
this
so that's a
one
fail.
is-
And second one, same thing, fail. That. And okay, let's see. 11 and 9, lovely. You see the gelatinous form of both creatures struggling to stick together. It is in very bad condition. You feel like it is on death's door.
Nice. That's my turn.
Very good. As these creatures are kind of reeling from the impact, and you guys felt the reverberations, but you could see the reverberations happening through the gelatinous liquid form of these creatures. As they try and pull themselves together, they strike out and lash. The one down here is going to lash out at Cassandra
Okay.
for 23.
Oh yeah, that hits.
That is going to be 8 bludgeoning and 12 acid. And you have non-magical armor on.
Let's see here. Is my armor- Yes, I've studded just regular studded leather.
Okay, you are going to take a permanent and cumulative -1 penalty to the AC it offers. If that AC reduces to 10, the armor is destroyed.
Okay.
But right now it's just -1 to whatever AC bump it gave. Backsplash, there is no other enemy around it. So it's going to try and slam down at Cromwell, who is the closest thing to it. Does a 20 hit Cromwell?
No.
Ooh, very nice. Backsplash, Rita, you're going to get 6 points of acid damage as it just flies at you. And Tarvik, you will also get 6 points of acid damage as the little pseudopod that hit you, or that did not hit Cromwell, backsplashes. Alright, and then these things will go ahead and stay where they are. Tarvik.
They both look pretty bad, you said, correct?
They look terrible. You can see that the sound waves that hit it from Rita, they're not looking good.
Okay. Yeah, I will see... Yeah, I don't really want to waste a lot of spell slots if they're looking bad already. I think I'm going to Toll the Dead, the one that is not currently marked. So the one right in front of Cromwell.
Okay.
If I can.
Mm-hmm.
It has been hurt, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it has.
Oh, I rolled it twice.
Oh.
But yeah, so DC 16 whiz save.
Yeah, they actually make it. Nat 20. Brought it down to 18.
Oh, did they? Yeah. Nope, they make it. So no damage on that. But I think for now, I think that's gonna be my turn.
Okay. I will say, because you have the highest perception out of everyone, you in the midst of battle, hear footsteps running and a familiar but not familiar voice going this way. And you can go ahead and... Oh, actually... Wait. This is Tarvik we're talking about.
Oh,
sorry.
I was gonna say, I don't know if Tarvik would know certain names.
You
voices.
hear an unfamiliar voice shout out this way. And footsteps coming towards.
Oh.
Unfamiliar
Okay.
voice.
I am just gonna say to the group, I think there are more coming, so maybe let's get ready for worse. And that will just be my turn there.
Okie dokie. Let's see. Before Cromwell's turn, let's see. Footsteps continue forward. And they're gonna make it to here. They're following behind here.
God damn it! God damn it!
Oh yes, this is so good.
And then we go to Cromwell's turn. As you got oozes in front, and you hear footsteps rounding the corner.
Look over at him and say, "Not now." He's gonna come over here and try and slash the the one with the hunter's mark here.
All right, go for it.
Wow.
Very good. That absolutely hits.
So I did remove dueling style was only once, so
Yeah.
9 damage.
Okay.
From that.
How does Cromwell want to do this? What's his flair?
Yeah, I think he says not now. He pushes Rita back a little bit as he pushes his like little stocky dwarf self between them to get to this spot, and then he uses his shield to like shield Rita with the other hand. He just slams down with his axe on this one, just right through the middle of it, slicing it in half, but dead.
You see as it slices through, it tries to reform, and you see it barely makes it to touch the two halves together, and then it just falls into the puddle and disappears, the blackness enveloping it.
And then he will bonus action move his hunter's mark to the other one.
All right. Move hunter's mark.
All right.
All right. Rolling.
Roland's gonna firebolt at it.
And,
25 for 11.
Absolutely. What is your flair to this?
And yeah, just as the two come into the room, I'm just gonna, my eyes are going to narrow as I see them, and while still looking at them, I'm just gonna release the firebolt onto the creature.
Nice.
Just like glaring at those two that just came in.
All right. The strike and a glare, Cassandra.
I'll look to Rita and be like, just pull out my short bow. Like, eh?
Are you holding something? Or...
Yeah, I'll hold my short bow attack on the people approaching if Rita says to shoot.
Okay, so if Rita says shoot, you'll shoot. Remind me of that as we go into Rita's turn. Rita, you see the felled puddings. They slosh back into the pool, and as you look above, you see an old face.
Why are you here? I know why you're here. I dropped concentration on create bonfire. It's okay. Everything's fine. It's been taken care of. You can leave now. Ha ha ha. Congratulations. You made it by.
Go ahead and roll me a... I don't know how you want to do this. Persuasion? You just trying to, like, tell them you got things covered? Or you trying to maybe intimidate them, seeing as how you just killed something?
I mean, I feel like I feel like I'm just doing it. I mean, intimidation would be better. But I'm not trying to intimidate her. I am just trying to, tell her to go away.
Okay. Go and make a persuasion check for me.
Yeah.
Very good. We will be taking this thing off of initiative. Tarvik, you hear Rita say that you kind of saw Cassandra, or seeing Cassandra hold her bow at this someone. You can't quite see who it is, I think, from your perspective. Yep.
I cannot.
You cannot.
I will move to here.
Mhm.
I will see a person I don't know.
Yes.
I will turn to Rita and be like, do we kill them if that doesn't work? Or is this like a friendly rivalry thing?
Oh, it's not friendly. There's nothing friendly about it.
Oh, okay. So we're definitely 100% chance of death, or like, give me. I would like the range if possible.
If they're here, it's because I did not send back to Michael and let him know that we're going to take care of this, and now they think they can get the reward, and so they're just going to take credit for everything that we did.
So we're not. So what you're saying is, if they go back, we're not getting paid.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. And you don't want me to kill them?
I honestly don't care. I don't
Is
care
that,
whether they want to die.
I guess at this point I'm gonna say Tarvik's whole turn is figuring out if we're going to kill them or not. I don't think he's holding an action.
Yeah.
I don't think he's doing anything. I think I'm just going to just say that his back is kind of not turned to them, but like actively trying to figure out between either Rita or maybe Cassandra, if Cassandra can hear us, or Cromwell, what exactly we're doing here. And if I need to start busting out the big explosive guns,
I absolutely love that DM inspo for true confusion on Tarvik's part. Go ahead and roll me an insight check on the situation. I know you heard what Rita said, but let's just...
I am still confused.
You're so trying to suss out
This
what's
is-
going on. You don't know what the hell's going on. You just know there's tension. And right before
Right.
Cromwell, we do have them, and Layla steps slightly forward with her hand in a kind of like held up, hold on kind of posture towards Cassandra's bow. Very few words. Says, I don't want to fight you. And looks towards Rita. We heard there was battle sounds, and we came to figure out what was going on. Colonel sent us. And Cromwell's turn. Actually, they're gonna move behind here to get closer.
Cromwell.
And I will say, hold on, for Tarvik's posterity's sake, you see this woman. She appears to be human. She has a scar on her face, and she has like a bit of like braided / matted hair, a bit of a streak in her hair. She looks rough and she looks tough. You kind of see this blue dragonborn behind her. Hasn't said much, but seems to be poised to be doing something with his hands. He doesn't have much of any weapons on him. So those are the two figures that you kind of see. Sorry for cutting you off, Cassandra. Go ahead for Cromwell.
Oh, no worries. Yeah. Cromwell, we'll just be like, you got this, Rita. And he wants to just make sure there's nothing else here, so he wants to look around.
Mm-hmm. Alright, go ahead and move
Trying to avoid the
forward.
pools.
Okay.
But,
Yeah,
like,
he steps not in
Yeah.
the water.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
dash.
I will
Alright,
say...
so this is a dead end, or?
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
say, as you kind of near this end, you see that there is nothing further.
Okay.
However, give me 1 second to pull it up here. As you brush against these fungi-looking things in this very narrow section, you see spores all around Cromwell that fill this area. Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Okay. Is it poison? Because he has dwarven resilience against poison.
Oh,
And he gets advantage.
there you go. It's advantage.
Okay, cool. Ah, still rolled really well.
Very nice. He kind of braces himself as he goes through his training of just kind of calming his body because he knows he can handle this. And he slows his breathing down. The poison settles in but dissipates as he's unaffected by this. Although there are spores in the air now.
He'll just tell everyone, just don't come over here.
Alright, you guys hear Cromwell from the back say this. As Roland, we get to you.
Roland's kind of just waiting. He's kind of staring her down, like daring her to come any closer or like pass him in this corridor, but I don't think he's saying anything.
Okay. Staring daggers. Is he trying to be intimidating? Or is he just kind of holding and waiting for something to happen?
We can roll intimidation. He has that fey presence thing that I haven't used ever. We can see whether or not he's successful at making her uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Let's see. If Roll20 will let me. Let's see.
If you're using that Feywild presence, you'll roll advantage on your intimidation.
Actually, just intimidation with advantage. Okay. Advantage, please. You can do it. And then intimidation. Okay. Might go through.
It's good that, yes.
Oh, the advantage helped.
Use the
Advantage helped.
Describe how the Feywild presence is affecting his stature and how it imposes that intimidating aura.
I think the last time Lydia saw Roland, he was so awkward. He was the most awkward thing she had ever met, probably. And I think that whatever's saying before her is wilder and, like, just harder and, at the moment, corrupted by some kind of evil magic that she doesn't know about. And it's showing.
Mm-hmm. Rough around the edges now. Rough rolling.
Yep.
Cassandra.
It
is now your turn.
Alright, I'll relax the bow. And just ask them if the... Well, at first I'll say, we saved the soldiers. Are they still up there? Are they okay?
Alright. She'll respond quickly, lowering her hand, now that you've lowered your bow. And she'll quickly say, yeah, they pointed us in this direction. Rita, I will say, now that it has settled a bit, you hear in your head, Bick's voice comes through and says, who's this lady?
Oh, yeah.
We're close. That thing was weird, but we're still close. We're close to home. I'm close to home. And you feel like he's looking around, like he's looking for something as he's saying this.
Okay, hold on. I'm doing a thing. I cast Sending, and I'm sending to Michael, and I'm telling him,
Yep.
yeah, we came to Vermilion, rescued some soldiers, killed the monsters. You can call back Lydia now. Her presence is not needed or helpful. Thank you.
Can you send me everything that you just said so I have it?
Better late than never, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna hear him respond. I'm not going to call her back. That's not my job. Okay.
Okay, I can't use my extra action to cast another spell, so I guess I'll just have to wait 6 seconds. But I do have like a lot of actions. Can I just be like, there you go, you have it, you don't need to be here, and then I'm gonna help Pitt look around, because I just don't want to deal with her. So is it like, what can I do to help Pitt search for whatever he's looking for?
Yes. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna write
Okay.
some things. Go ahead and make a perception check.
There we go.
Very good. I'll say with Pick looking around, you don't see anything other than these different types of mushrooms, it looks like. There's varying colors. There's aquamarine, there's bright yellow, there's like a brownish purple, a clear white, a silver blue, and a few black ones that look squarish in shape. They look angular compared to the roundness of the other mushrooms that you see. You also see the dripping of the water from above the ceiling of this tunnel here that are pooling into these pools of water. And you take a look around at the walls, you see the mossy substance that seems to be coating everything. In terms of anything special, you don't notice anything. But the fact that he's feeling something here means there must be some connection. And as
Can we get a list of those colored mushrooms?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm gonna do the colors in Roll20 chat. Here. And you, as you continue to look and feel the curiosity, the happiness, and also the searching of Pick, you hear him go, "Oh, it's not here. It's up there." And that's what you're gonna get. And I just typed in the colors in Roll20 chat.
Did he say up there?
He said up there. Yep.
We can't hear this. I'm just. my awareness.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and that's all Rita does. You just search. Just
Yeah.
ignoring Layla.
I mean, I'm moving very fast. The last thing I'm going to do is just like look up to see what maybe Pick is talking about. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. As you
I
look
have
up,
to do another one.
as you look up, you see the water dropping, and Tarvik, you see kind of Rita looking up at the ceiling. What do you do in this kind of tense situation?
Arvik's still confused.
Yeah.
And Rita's apparently just doing her thing. Cassandra and Roland seem to have the situation at hand, I guess.
Cromwell's just coughing over here in the corner.
Roland's gonna go over. Yeah, exactly. And that's fine. Jarvan's gonna walk over to here and just start looking at the mushrooms and see if he can figure out what they are.
Okay. Go
Purple.
ahead and roll me. Roll me an investigation check or a history check. Your choice.
Okay. Would you say that I could use my herbalism kit for this, or is this separate?
I'll say your herbalism kit can give you a +3 to an investigation check only.
Okay. Then I'm still gonna go with, I think you said history, correct?
History or investigation.
I will
Yep.
go with history.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do history still then. I shouldn't have advantage on that, but yeah, 23.
Perfect. So, which one are you looking at in particular? There's a yellow one and a purple one.
You know, I think we'll start with yellow. We'll do that nice yellow color one.
All right.
Which I don't think was on the. Oh yeah, it is on the list. You said. Sorry.
It's what?
Oh, I forgot. I didn't see the yellow one, and then I found it.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm just being silly at night.
Yeah, so you take a look at this, and you feel like you've read it in a book somewhere. The little shape of it seems a bit lumpy, and that kind of triggers a memory for you. You think you read this somewhere relating to like magical plants and items from different realms. You think you read about it, something about the Feywild, but you're probably misremembering because the Feywild doesn't exist. It must have been something else, but yes, something about the realms. And you think that this particular mushroom has an effect similar to a reduce person or enlarge person spell, and you're not quite sure exactly the certain effects of it, which one it is, or duration, but you think it might pertain to that.
Okay. I don't know if
also
you
say
would allow
you-
this on this turn or not. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, that's fine. One thing I'll say is probably you recognize that this is not of this world. Absolutely. That's a definitive.
Okay. I think I will just take that for now.
Okay.
Just stick that yellow one into the bag, and I will just call back, hey Rita, please don't touch any of the mushrooms. They are definitely not something you should be messing around with.
All right. Mark that you have one of the yellow ones, and before Cromwell we have them. And so Layla, is looking a little bit confused at everyone with the situation. Are you guys actually fine here?
Yeah, I am. Rita's. We're kind of following Rita's lead, I think.
Okay. Well, there's nothing here. And she just kind of leaves it at that. Looks at you guys. Looks at the mushrooms. Just kind of lingers a bit. And then she'll do a slow turn as she maintains her eye contact with you, Cassandra, because you're the last one who spoke with her. As she motions with her hand to Tom and Jerry to move forward back to where they came from.
Bye, Tom and Jerry.
They look a little tense and confused, but they see your goodbye and they're like, "Oh, hey, bye." Little goofballs that they are. They just follow along. And she'll walk out of your visual.
Rita, she's gone.
And so do Tom and Jerry.
Rita, why are you looking at the ceiling?
Cromwell's turn.
Cromwell will leave these mushrooms alone. I guess... Would he know mushrooms? Nah. He's just gonna walk away. Careful not to touch mushrooms as much as possible. What about this water? How deep is this water?
You can't see the bottom of it. It just looks dark.
Get a spear, he's gonna try and poke the bottom.
Okay. He tries to poke the bottom, and it only goes about 2 feet.
Okay. Alright.
Pretty shallow.
We'll walk through it.
He just splashes through it.
Water's fine. And that's it.
Alright, he stays there. Roland.
Roland wants to, he'll just real quick walk up to like the tunnel, just that crisscrossing the tunnel, so just to make sure they're not like lingering and just out of view and like listening to us. But he'll just double check that real quick, and then I think he'll go back to the ooze and he'll see if there's any salvageable bits of the ooze that might make good to keep.
All right. You move forward to the end of the tunnel. You take a look, and their backs are turned to you. You do,
but
see
they're there.
It looks like they're walking away, but their backs are turned to you, and you do see Layla's face turned to the side, as if she was talking or listening. Do you choose to stay there, or do you go back and look at the ooze?
Oh yeah, I will. Okay. Oh yeah, if they're still in visual, I'm gonna just keep staring at them until they get out of view.
Mm-hmm.
Do they see me or do they not see me?
Oh, they see you if you're not gonna stealth, but if you're stealthing, maybe.
No, I'm not stealthing. I want them to see me. I want them to know that I'm staring at them, but they're not welcome.
All right, you absolutely.
And I'm hoping.
You're hoping
Sorry.
what?
Well, I'm hoping that'll force them up the tunnel. That'll be just the socialness of like will make them not stay there.
I would say Tom is within 15 feet of you, and Layla is about 20. Again, all three backs are towards you, and they seem to be walking away, but you see Layla's face turned to the side a bit. You keep staring them down as you stay in that area where they're in full visual of you, so you can determine whether they're leaving or not. And at this point, I'll say we are out of initiative here. Roland, you do see, as you stare them down, Layla, excuse me, turns her face towards you and makes eye contact. Lingers a bit, and then continues forward with Tom and Jerry. As they move out of your visual, as they turn into a corridor. Alright, what do you guys do as you all are here?
Over the next minute, Rita's gonna lose her haste.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pick
Rita
is going to, after he said it's up there, he's going to say, "We're underneath. We have to go up." Rita, we have to go up.
Yeah. So Rita is like down here, kind of like staring up, vaguely aware that Lydia has left.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to cast something again. This time to Colonel Seagarden, and it's going to be a little bit different and kind of distracted and less annoyed. Camped up in Maryland, rescued some soldiers, killed the monsters. And call back Lydia now. Her presence is not needed or helpful. Thank you. And then, as I'm like sort of saying that and casting that, I am walking down here. I'm going to try to grab onto the moss and like give it a tug to see how firm it is, and just try to climb up to the ceiling.
Mm-hmm. Okay. First, let's do your sending. So you're sending, you say the same thing, but in a bit more distracted way, and you hear from Colonel Seagarden. She says, "Oh, good to hear you're alive. Well, we didn't know your status. Not too much we can do. They'll make it back on their own and report it. Thank you." And that's about it for her response. As you try and tug, you notice that it is very firmly on there. It does come a little bit loose, but it stays on the wall. It's pretty stuck. And if you try and climb it, go ahead and make me an acrobatics check. I'll say with disadvantage, actually, if you don't have anything that like helps you stick on walls, because this is slippery moss.
Okay. Well, thank you for making it acrobatics and not athletics.
Trying
so
to
disadvantage.
grab chunks of the wall.
Yeah.
Kind of shimmy your way up. You kind of get 1 foot off the ground, a foot, and then your hand holds just slip. You're not able to get a grasp.
Cromwell, come help me.
Does Cromwell
Okay.
go?
Yeah. Yeah, just leans down and puts the shield over his head and tells you to stand on his shield.
Nice. Alright, that will give you a
that's
straight
awesome.
roll. As you
Okay,
try-
cool.
Try and get up.
Try again.
Yep.
Okay. There we go.
Very nice. You are able to get a good grasp on the wall thanks to the sturdy foothold that you have, and now you're about I'd say 5 feet off the ground, probably. I don't know how tall Cromwell is, but you're off the ground. You're standing kind of on top of his head and his shield, and you are able to get to, I'd say, 3/4 of the ceiling, because you're probably 5 something as Rita, so that's 10 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're close to the top, but not exactly. You take a look around this area. It seems like the moss just continues up and coats the entire section of this wall and the ceiling.
I'll ask Rita if she wants me to cast Levitate on her, and I'll rejoin the group.
Oh my gosh, yes, please.
Alright.
Okay, I'll cast Levitate on her.
You cast Levitate. Rita, you are able to float up.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just use
I have to move her up and down, but yes.
Yeah, I'll just like use the moss as a handhold and like kind of pull myself up if I need to. And I'm just gonna go up to the ceiling and try to push my hand into it.
All right. You push your hand into it, and you feel a lot more sponginess. But as you push through, you do reach a hard surface. And as you kind of keep kind of sponging up there with your hand and kind of feeling the different areas, you notice that there appear to be cracks. And you kind of peel away at some of the thinner parts of the moss, and you see the water kind of trickling through these cracks. It seems to be that there's a water source above that is causing these water droplets to come through and seep through the moss down into these pools. As you're investigating this, Pick in your head goes, "Oh, it's the water. It's another water gate. I didn't know this one was here. Rita, we have to go up. We have to climb. We have to climb outside and find the pond."
It's outside. We can't go. It's the cracks we can't get through. Like
Are you saying this out
cracks
loud?
Yeah, no, I'm asking Olivia, like, are the cracks
Oh,
are
sorry.
they are they way too small to like get through it all?
Yes, they are very thin
Okay.
and they're kind of spiderwebby and scattered throughout.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll like sort of, I guess, push myself a little bit out of the moss, and I'll be like, okay, I gotta let me down now. We have to we have to go outside. There's something above, something outside we have to find. Like a pool. Pix says it's and she like suddenly like whispers because she's aware that the other group is around. There's a water gate.
Okay. Yeah, let's collect the rest of these mushrooms and then go outside. I say quietly.
No, these mushrooms are very dangerous. We should definitely not be collecting any of them. Most of you are not, definitely not. I do that as I'm picking up all of the yellow ones. So every yellow one I see, Tarvik is just putting it in his bag.
That is hilarious. Perfect. The yellow ones you have in your bag.
Yes. I don't know how many that is. I'm gonna.
You're going to have
6, 7.
Let's see, yellow. It's only 4. The patch of those yellow around the left are actually mold, yellow mold.
Oh, okay.
So just 4.
All right. Yeah, then I will just take. I will take the 4.
Triggered. Yep.
I think we should take the rest, though. I'm gonna go look at a blue one.
I think then.
As you guys are, quote unquote, wasting time, at least in Pix's mind, Pix says impatiently, Rita, "Why are they looking at the mushrooms? Those are trivial. They're whatever. Like, why are they so interested? They're just simple mushrooms." And you can see he's a little agitated as he feels like he's so close and these humanoids are wasting time.
I think it's at about this moment that a wave of lethargy sweeps over Lydia.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Gosh, yeah, over Rita, and she just sort of like slumps a little bit, like, oh, and like I guess the. Oh wait, no. The that happened before when you cast levitate, didn't it?
Yeah, actually, it would have. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so she doesn't fall.
I'm sure it dropped earlier, and then there was a 6 seconds, and then I cast it.
Okay. And Rita's just gonna be like, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's nothing else down here. We should go. Yeah, Pick's right. We should go.
Is there any loot in this ooze? Like, something shiny
Oh,
trapped
that's
in it?
right. Sorry, Roland said he was looking at the ooze. Yeah, so you look into the water, and you kind of... I don't know if you do this. Do you rummage your hand through the water where the ooze fell in?
Can I stick my my sword in and try to like stab and pull out the ooze?
Yeah. I'll say yeah. I'll say you stab into it, and it kind of takes you a little bit. You're struggling a bit. And Pix sees this, and Rita, you hear his frustration. Why is he stabbing at the water? And Roland, you are able to fish out some of the gelatinous form of the ooze, and the only reason it has coalesced together and it has not completely dissipated is because there are bones in this, and you also see some glittering coins, as well as like a very decayed, worth nothing weapons like daggers, short sword, and the coins. I'll say you have about 5 gold, 3 silver, and 12 coppers worth of coins that are salvageable. Some of the things have been eaten through that it is barely recognizable as a coin.
Can you tell me one more time what those numbers were?
Yeah, I think it was 5 gold, 3 silver, 12 copper.
Okay. And can I catch Rita before she like leaves?
Go ahead and make me just a general. I don't know, Rita. How fast are you going? What's your?
I mean, Rita said, okay, it's time to go, and then she left. And I mean, Rita, being who she is, does not wait to see if everyone is following her. She just assumes that everyone's going to follow her. So
Yeah.
she's going.
Okay, she's heading off.
I feel like as she left, I would have tried to say something to get her to stop.
Yes. Yeah,
Rita,
you
please
can
wait.
stop. You can talk to her for sure.
Did she ignore me?
I mean, she doesn't ignore you, but she's like, no, I guess, no, we need to go. There's nothing else. There's more important things elsewhere.
But my armor's
I
falling
agree.
apart. My buckles are melting.
Yeah.
As soon as
you.
Rita says that, she keeps going. She doesn't stop to hear what else you have to say.
Pick in your head, as you say there's nothing else important here. Pick just says, yeah, those mushrooms' powers are barely nothing. As he says in your head as you continue walking.
Yeah, barely nothing.
So you
Oh, they're gonna follow her.
Okay, yeah. You
I'm too frustrated. I'm not gonna follow her. No, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna follow. I think I'm
you're
gonna
not.
go as quick as I can. I'm as quick as I can, and I'm gonna pick as many mushrooms as I can. But I'm yeah.
Alright.
Not gonna leave the mushrooms on the wall.
Yeah, I was going to say Tarvik will help and just pick as many for himself as and decipher what they
Cromwell
are.
can
later.
help you pick them, yeah, because poison doesn't hurt him, so he can pick the ones over here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
So,
So give me 1 second, guys. Cassandra, are you helping too?
Cassandra's not gonna help. She would have helped Roland with the gold.
With the thing. Okay.
She likes gold.
I just had to restart, I think, because my screen was frozen. So.
Plus, Cassandra's not looking very good, guys. She's covered in acid and blood.
Do you need a healing potion?
Healing all.
Healing potions, but we're not in active danger, so I feel like I should save them.
Okay, so Roland, you come over here to these and pick the yellow and the blue one. Tarvik, you're over here. You pick these two blue ones. Cromwell goes over here and he picks a. What color is that? A white,
Silver?
clear white one, a yellow. Oh, and a silver blue one. And as he goes for the black one, Cromwell disappears.
Does Cromwell know where
Great.
he is?
You guys look over to kind of see where all the mushrooms were, and Cromwell's just gone.
Cromwell?
Neat.
Is the black mushroom still there?
Yep.
Uh-oh. Should we go get him?
Roland,
The
why
last
don't
you
you
saw
pick it with
him,
your special
He
hand?
was in that corner. The next time you kind of look around, he's just gone.
Oh, yeah, Roland, do you have a magic hand?
Like just mage hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I can do
I
that.
mean, it's a mushroom. Can you? Yeah.
I'm gonna go over to where we last saw Cromwell, and I'm going to try to mage hand the mushroom and poke at it and see if it does anything.
You poke at it, and your mage hand disappears.
Well, that's bad.
Well, here we go. Cassandra's gonna run over and try to help Cromwell however she can. Does she bump into Cromwell? Like she's gonna feel where that area was? Like, is
Go
he
ahead and make
invisible?
me an investigation check as you move your hands around.
Yeah. Oh, that was Cassandra, 18.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You feel like you've thoroughly like kind of waved your hands in the air where Cromwell was last seen, and you don't touch anything.
He's not here at all.
Rita,
He
thank you
was
for continuing
teleported
to
or
move yourself.
Something.
Doing a 20 count and moving 1 square.
I appreciate that. Pick in your head will be, I don't know why they're so focused on such small magic. I mean, the Feywild, that's home, that's so much bigger.
Did you just admit that for the first time?
I mean, what?
I think you just admit that. That the Feywild is your home. I mean, like, it kind of made sense. I think piecing that together is actually real. That's so cool.
Yeah, whatever. Keep going. You can see he's like kind of distracted how you were talking with Seagarden. He's just kind of like muting you out. Alright, what's the rest of you guys doing? What about Rita?
I'll yell, Rita, come back! Cromwell's gone! And I'm gonna touch the mushroom.
The black one?
Yep.
Okay. Rita, make me a perception check.
I think that Cassandra should have to make a performance check to see how loud she can yell against my passive.
There we go. Alright. There we go.
Right. Not my strong suit, but not awful. 18.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you, that's way beyond Rita's passive.
Yeah. Okay, so Rita, like, stops. And I'm guessing, like, I hear something about Cromwell and disappearing and not like, it's echoing a lot, right?
Yeah, it is.
How well do I understand? Is she just yelling, or do I know what she said?
You probably hear Cromwell at the beginning, that's clear. And then the rest is a little bit garbled because of the echo starts. And then you hear at the very end, probably disappeared.
I kind of like, okay, at this point, like, I stop. I'm like, pick. I think Cromwell disappeared. Maybe we should go help.
Probably, idiot.
Okay, what does that do?
Oh, actually, no, not that Skira. He touched the Lacoste.
Okay, so, like, how do we get him back?
Fire. Oh, come on, it doesn't matter. They'll figure it out.
No, I'm sorry, Pick. I want to go and help you with this, but, like, I mean, if Cromwell is, like, gone, we need to get him back.
He's not in danger. He'll be fine. Let's go. Don't worry, he's safe. He's safe. He'll be safe forever.
Oh no.
Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. So this charisma save is like Rita's force of personality against Pick, and it's only a 13. And Pick is an otherworldly supernatural being. I don't think a 13's enough. So I do stop, and I turn around and I yell back at the just back into the cave. Cromwell's fine. Pick said it was the Lindinia or something like that. He'll be okay. He's safe forever.
Fantastic. I love that. DM inspo. You guys hear the echoey reverberations of Rita's statement. You kind of hear, he's fine forever. As it kind of reaches you in echoes. Cassandra, you go ahead and touch the black mushroom, and all of you guys, you see that Cassandra has disappeared. And Cassandra, you are in a very... do you have dark vision right now?
No, I have a lantern that I can turn on if it's dark.
Okay. I would say your lantern stays on if you've had it. You, all of a sudden, and in the blink of an eye, are standing next to Cromwell in a smallish space. It's kind of mushy. You see there are walls pretty close to you, within 5 feet of you guys, you're kind of in the middle of this mushy space. It's kind of square looking.
Hey Cromwell, how's it going?
What is this, Lightfoot?
No, but they'll come get us. It'll be fine.
I hate this magic stuff.
Me too. I'm gonna start poking the mushy with my short sword.
He's gonna try and attack as he tries to get out. You feel the mushy sponginess of the room, and Cromwell slices through. And I don't know if you guys ever have had like sewing mats where it's kind of like
The self-healing.
Yeah, self-healing, that's what it's called. Perfect. Yeah, it's kind of like self-healing in that respect, where you cut through it, Cromwell cuts through it, and then it just kind of foams up and gets bigger, and you just don't see the cut anymore. It's weird.
Oh, that's not good.
You're definitely hitting it.
I'm just gonna try and yell, like, Roland, Tarbeck!
Yeah, it feels really muffled. Like, the sound dampens. You hear it just kind of soak into the walls and the floor and the ceiling. As you're in this space, you kind of gauge it's probably roughly 10 by 10. Just kind of map out the room. Tarvik and Roland, what are you guys doing? You heard Rita's echoey response. You saw Cassandra disappear as soon as she touched the black mushroom.
Do I recognize what Rita called it? Or do I recognize it? Or do I ever heard of a mushroom that...
Go ahead
Yeah, I
and
was gonna say, have I heard?
roll me a... Okay.
or nature?
I'm gonna say, actually, this isn't gonna be a roll because she didn't pronounce it right to begin with. So what she yelled to you was gibberish, and so you've not heard this thing before. A lidai something that she said was incorrect. So you don't know what that is. You've never heard of it before.
Okay, so even though Rita said it wrong, it sounds like she at least kind of sort of knows what's going on, or Pick does. I'm saying this out loud to Tarvik. So, if we go over to it, we're just going to disappear too.
Yes.
So we should probably go find Rita and get Pick to explain what it is so that we can figure out how best to get them back.
We may want to send like a message to them as well, to like make
Can
sure
you
that
send a message?
like to let them know like, oh no, I don't have that spell prepared. I was thinking like a letter or something.
Oh, you mean like leave a note here in case they come back out?
But like, I mean, everything that touches the mushroom goes away. I bet it probably goes to the same place, right? So if we just took some paper and we touched the paper to the mushroom, the paper goes there, right?
Okay, we can do that. I'm gonna pull out a piece of paper. I'm gonna say, we're trying to figure it out. Please be patient. Unless you're dying, in which case do everything you can to not do that. And I look at Tarvik and say, want we add anything else to this?
I'm gonna add. I'll add a little present to it, I guess, for them. Maybe that it will help.
Okay. Well, I'll also give you the note, I guess, and I can mage hand it whenever you're ready.
Okay. I am going to include two portions of the devil weed that I received a while ago
Nice.
for them to chill out with.
Yeah. Chill out in a mushroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, perfect. Yep,
Do
just
I
give me a second.
see all this? Okay, cool.
No, you are done. You see none of the devil lettuce. Or excuse me, devil weed. Very specifically.
Alright, so you kind of roll up the devil weed in the note, and then what do you do with the note?
I give it back to
I
Roland.
take it all with my mage hand, and I am going to just take the whole thing in the mage hand and just tap the mushroom.
Okay, you tap the mushroom, and Cassandra and Cromwell, you have the note, as well as the devil weed. Roland, your mage hand, again, just disappears but you are able to call it back again. It's just, and with your intelligence, you're able to figure this out. It just seems like whatever touches it just disappears. But your mage hand can't go through. It just seems to just kind of disappear. You guys have the note. I don't know if Cromwell specified, I mean not Cromwell, if Tarvik specified what it is, so if you guys want to roll me, like, to identify if you know what this is, probably, I feel like this is a street smarts kind of thing. Would be intelligence or... Okay, your choice.
Nature?
Yeah. Actually, that's a great one. Do nature. Yeah. I like
that. First one's Cassandra, second one's Cromwell.
Okay, Cassandra, you are familiar with this. You know exactly what Devilweed is. And do you know as a player, or I can give it to you in text?
Yeah, give it to me as text. Like, I don't know if I just chew it or smoke it or what.
It is a wide grass blade with horns at the tip that are itself grass. You know, it's fairly commonly used for relaxing. You do roll up the grass blade and then you light it to smoke it.
Okay.
You know that there is some dependency associated with it, with however many uses. You're not quite sure what that is, but you know some people get dependent on it.
Okay. I will definitely smoke up. I don't know if Cromwell would. Cromwell likes to keep in his senses. I think. Yeah. So.
It's not more straight-laced.
Cassandra will. You know what? It's been a crazy day.
You light it up, you roll it, light it and smoke it.
Yep.
Alright, you as you do that puff, that first puff, you feel the vapor settle into your body like a breath of fresh air, immediately relaxing you. And you're gonna have +2 to your charisma rolls for 1 hour.
Nice.
But -2 to your dex rolls for 1 hour.
Oh, no. Alright, that works out. That's fine.
So keep that in mind for however 1 hour is. And we'll go to Rita. Rita, as you kind of round this corner, you notice the soldiers that you guys had rescued, kind of, their backs are faced against you, and they seem to be walking forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just gonna, like, sort of just shout, on your left, or I guess on your right, because those are on the right, and I'm just gonna try to overtake them and leave.
You kind of see the soldiers move out of your way even more as they say, "Thanks for saving us." And Tom and Jerry are kind of, like, awkwardly kind of put their hand up as, like, a hey, as you pass by, and Lydia just kind of looks at you. She kind of slows down the group as she was leading in, looks at you walk past if you choose to.
Yeah, I just walk past.
Okay.
I'll give Tom and Jerry just like a nod, like yeah, hi. But I'm just gonna walk past.
Okay, Tom, with that encouragement, said, "You still look beautiful."
Yes.
I know. I just leave.
You go, Tom.
Rejected again.
Shoot your shot.
Alright, cool. So we'll say, Rita, you are out of the mine, and you kind of see the open area ahead of you as you make your way towards Remayan, the town. You notice that there's like a presence kind of boring into you from the back of your head, as Lydia, Layla may or may not be staring at you. Pick, as soon as you reach the outside and you're kind of facing the town, no, go up the mountain, go up more. We need to find the pond.
Pick, I know that you're really eager about this, but like,
yeah, it's an amazing place.
I know, but I feel like I could really, really use like a bit of a rest. Would that be okay? Just like an hour to just like sit down? Can you wait just an hour?
I don't want to.
Please?
Please. He's like a
Alright, I'm
little
doing another save. I mean, I've got a +8 on this, okay? Like, I mean, I feel like it's a DC 15, something like that. I don't know.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. No,
very
like-
nice.
Like, sorry, Pig. Like, I have been through a lot. I saw my fucking ex today, who I never wanted to see again. I had all of those monsters around me. I got grabbed by tendrils tonight. I am going to sit down by a tree and rest, and then we're gonna go up the mountain. Okay? Okay? Just 1 hour.
Fine,
Okay?
just hurry up.
Okay. I'll hurry up through the hour. I'm gonna go find a place to like. Actually, I'm gonna go find a place to hide so that and her group don't see me.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check. See if you
Okay.
are able to hide. You do know that they were right behind you.
Yeah. Well,
Alright, let me.
I still give it a go. Just find a nice
Yeah.
little
absolutely.
shady, obscured spot.
Yeah. Alright, so you are sitting pretty as we go back to the rest of the group who are trying to figure things out. Tarvik and
Okay.
I think we're picking the rest of the mushrooms except for the black ones, right? And then we're gonna go find Rita. That's the plan.
That sounds like a good plan to me.
Alright, so you guys pick the rest of the mushrooms. So except for the black ones. So you will have 5 aquamarine, 2 brown purple, 1 clear white, 3 silver blue, and there are 2 black ones remaining. Untouched.
Would it be possible to put the mushroom notes in the chat?
Yes.
I'm not very able to take very good notes tonight.
Yes.
Like issues.
Are we just gonna split the mushrooms? Each of us taking some?
Fine by me.
Okay.
I feel like I want to try to identify what they all do, but yeah, I'm okay with that.
That's fun for later probably.
I know it's
but yeah,
dumb, but I actually care more about Lydia not getting these than us having them.
Oh,
I'm
I
surprised
still
Rita.
don't understand. No one explained to me who they were.
Yeah.
That they were just here, and then Rita got distracted, and then I started picking mushrooms, and then they left. So, who are they?
So I'm gonna tell Tarvik what I know about Rita and like about Lydia in like a very like technical kind of curt way, but which actually I don't know if Roland knows that much about her. They're another adventuring group in Parabor that was significantly less competent, but got credit for killing a dragon. And just kind of tell them the whole like story surrounding that.
Mm-hmm. And so
Okay.
for player, because I don't think you actually know the story. The group was presented.
Right, I do not.
You as a player, yeah. So the group was in Parabor,
Mhm.
and there was rumor of a dragon having recently settled up in the mountaintop region. So the group were deciding whether or not to go up. They encountered Layla and her 2 people, as well as a 4th person who you guys see is absent right now. That gentleman is not here, but they kind of encountered, there was some back and forth about a tile that they had because they needed some tiles to get into a vault that they were trying to get into, which was the Ilaria's vault. So you know Ilaria. And they were trying to get into it, and they had one of the tiles, so they were trying to just kind of like negotiate things, and then they heard about the dragon. They were tasked to kind of go up there. But because of the tension between Rita and Layla, I think there was a bit of a lengthy discussion on whether or not to go with them, whether to trust them, whether or not it was worth it. Like, was the dragon risk worth the payout or the job, especially with them as partners? And so there is a consensus that the group, the PCs, were not going to go kill a dragon. Layla and her party decided to go up. Things happened. They came back down very beaten, very weary, but they said that they killed the dragon. There was corroboration from some guards who were up there as well, who were very, very happy. And they were all celebrating, and there was still some tension between the two groups. So most of the tension actually lies from Rita's backstory, but I don't know how much Rita actually told the group. But Rita just, I feel like at the baseline, told them, she was bad, and like Rita doesn't like her. But Rita, you can jump in. I don't know if you remember what she told the party.
So I think I explained to the party that she was like a bandit, and that she had like done some really awful stuff to a town that Rita was in. The backstory is actually fantastic between them. They basically they razed a village and took a bunch of prisoners off. And Rita just, who she was at the start of this campaign, she's just someone who's, I think it's like one of her personality traits is that she's like always looking for that special someone.
Yeah.
So when she got carried off princess style by this bandit, she just completely swooned and fell for her.
She misinterpreted the situation
exactly
through
really,
a
really
dreamy
badly.
rose-colored lenses.
So they so that's kind of the backstory. She's a bandit. She's a really bad person. Maybe she's like kind of turned a new leaf, working for Seagarden, maybe. But the confrontation that happened before with meeting this group again, she basically didn't really know how to trust Lydia and didn't think that she could trust Lydia and wanted to, do I think a really reasonable thing in that kind of a situation, and create a scenario where I don't have to trust you. You've given me an assurance that you're going to hold up your end of this bargain, and Lydia refused to do that, So Rita was like, "We're not going to work with you if you're not going to, give us a way to work with you." And so we went all the way up to the mountain and then went all the way back down to not fight the dragon.
Roland would have told Tarvik, even though this might be wrong, but it's how Roland remembers it, is we tried to bluff them, assuming they would follow us and they would kind of be forced to be more cooperative with us, but they selfishly called our bluff and people died because of it. They preferred to go in underprepared with lower tiered guards that they sacrificed to the dragon because they're too prideful to come and actually talk to us. That's how Roland remembers it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very frustrating to have missed out on the opportunity to do this good thing for the town, and knowing people died, and all because our bluff was called, basically. It was very frustrating for the group at the time, but yeah. So yeah. There was also a really, Roland's going to tell Tarvik, there was this time where Rita was talking to her and Roland was hiding in a tree, and then at the end of the conversation, Roland didn't know what to do, so he just jumped out of the tree and he kind of fell on his ass, and then he ran back towards Rita. That happened too.
Oh, this is bringing up old memories. I forgot about that.
So, Roland doesn't like her for that reason either.
Yeah, and I think this is more for player remembrance, but Cassandra, you remember there was something to the guy who's no longer in the group. You remember him being a little broody, quiet, and
He was like
Silver
with the
hair, right?
innkeeper.
Silver hair, yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He had a conversation with
He-
the innkeepers and
Wait,
he
yeah.
was
Is her name
like
Zara?
a rogue.
Yeah.
Is her name Zara? Yeah. He was like telling her like shit like
About her dad.
Godfather style, like something about
Yeah.
her family and like owing them something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
very, very
Yeah.
weird vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's something more to him that you remember as this whole memory is brought back to everyone's mind. But Charvik, that's basically the gist of it. There's some tension between the group because of Rita's backstory with Layla, and that's her name now. That's what everyone knows her as, except for Rita. Rita sometimes calls her Lydia.
Right.
Yep.
Tarvik, I would imagine we're having this conversation as we're walking out to find Rita.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll say you're...
Tarvik's still.
Go ahead.
I would say Tarvik's listening, and just says, "This all sounds very, petty. I suppose, but I guess it's
On our part or theirs?
I guess
On
both. But
I
you
love
know,
it.
I'm only getting your side, so I guess it's just ours. I don't know. Anywho, Rita.
People are hard. Knowing people are hard. It's hard. So yeah.
Gives a nod to that.
Well, come on.
Continues
There's
just yelling
a
at
more
Rita down the
immediate
hallways.
All right, so you guys, I'd
Yes.
say that's a pretty
Apparently-
long story. So you guys wind your way. You're outside of the cave, or the mine, I should say, and you guys see out in the distance, closer to town than not, the outlines of a bunch of people. You notice that one of the outlines in particular is shaped like a dragonborn and glinting blue. So that should give you some visual cues of who that group might be. Rita's nowhere to be found.
Is it bright outside? Is it like daytime?
Oh, great question. I don't think so. I think it's pretty dark out here. You were at the
It
mayor's
was
house
night
around
last
8.
time we were.
Yeah, and then you went into the mine, and not too much time has passed, so it's probably around 11 or so, maybe. I guess 11.
I think we're gonna get outside, right? We're gonna pass the group, and we're gonna go outside, and we're gonna try to find Rita. And if we don't find her immediately, we're probably gonna start shouting her name.
Okay, make a perception check.
I do
Look
have a
for
quick
tracks.
question, and this might need to go back. Did we see like the soldiers? Are the soldiers still here, or are they gone by now?
Your visual of the bunch of people in the group, there were like 8 people there. Maybe 7 if I'm counting wrong. So it seems like the soldiers may have gone with them.
Okay.
So if you want to roll
All right,
perception
that's
as
fine.
well, target.
Yep.
Oh, Roland, you can't see Rita anywhere. Tarvik, you see Rita just a little bit above and to the right of the mine entrance. You see there's some shrubbery, and you can see she's like lying down a bit. You can see her white hair kind of tussle through the leaves poking out there.
Tarvik will just walk up to the bush and be like, "Hey Rita,
Oh, hey,
what was
Tarvik.
the name of that mushroom again?"
Lacoste
which
is
one?
what you heard from Pick.
Lacoste. Lacoste, right? Pit? Lacoste.
Do I recognize that name as opposed to the one that
Go ahead and roll me a history check, Tarvik. However,
Okay.
this will be... Let me see. It might be a disadvantage. Yes, this will... Wait, hold on. What does this say? No, just a normal history check.
Okay, I'm gonna spend my inspiration to roll at advantage for this one.
Okie dokie.
I don't think it's gonna go well, but I'm gonna do it anyway. 16.
16. You know, again, somehow, somewhere in a book, it's not just the Locusti. That's actually just the second part of the name. It's called a Myconus Locusti. And the name here in Roll20 chat is the full name. You're aware of the name, and you know that it disperses. No, it does not disperse. You know that what it does is it teleports things into a demi-plane. That's about as much information as you know. You don't know fully. You know there's something more to it, but you just can't recall. But you know that much.
Okay.
I want to sit down next to Rita. Rita, what's going on with you and Pick and leaving the group and all that?
I mean, I didn't leave the group. The group just stayed behind. What's up with you guys, like, hanging out back there? What are you talking about? I was very clear that we were going to leave. We have stuff to do. I need to rest. I can't be like, sneaking around in there. We've got.
I'm gonna touch your arm. I'm gonna touch Rita's arm, and I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation to warm her up, like I've done a million times. I'm gonna like look at her, and I'm gonna say like, you have to know we'd follow you anywhere if you'd let us follow you, right?
Wait.
I think she's blaming you.
What? Wait, what? What does that have to do with it?
Okay. What does Pick know about the mushroom? How do we get our friends out of the mushroom?
Pick, how do we get I mean, this is a good question. Pick said you guys would figure it out, so, but, I mean, Pick, do you know? How do we get them out?
It's so easy. I'll tell you if we go to the pond.
We will go to the pond. I promise you. How do we get them out?
Make a persuasion check for me.
Okay.
I'll tell you after the pond.
Pick.
Rita.
Are they in any danger? Is there any like?
No, I told you they're safe forever.
Yeah, safe. Like, I mean, is there any chance they're going to get stuck wherever they are?
Maybe.
Okay. So can we get them out before they get stuck, please? And then we'll go to the pond.
They won't get stuck. I'll tell you how to get them out if we go to the pond.
You know, Pick, I've had a really, really long day. I don't know if just like, an hour of resting is going to do it. I kind of feel like I need to maybe go all the way down to the back down to the town below. If, but if we can, get our friends out and we can all go together, then maybe I don't need to do that because we have everyone together and it's not so much of a problem that I'm a little bit tired.
I would like you to roll a d20, please.
Oh god, he's gonna hurt me.
Okay, so the reason why I asked you to roll a d20 is based on your words and your tone and the situation of how annoyed he is. He's thinking how you were saying that. How is he interpreting that message? Is that a persuasion, or are you trying to blackmail him / intimidate him into doing something that you want?
Oh no, he is. I think he's trying to blackmail me into doing something, and so I'm just doing that right back at him.
Oh, of course. But he was just trying to interpret which way he thinks that you were trying to do it. So he's gonna interpret it as you were trying to do
I was
a blackmail
yeah, I
against him.
it was meant to be like a very cheeky kind of blackmail. Like we can, what I'm trying to get across is we can do this like escalation and arms race where we like fight with each other, or we can just work together.
Oh sure. Him being who he is.
Yeah. Okay, great.
He's taking it as you're trying to strong arm him. And so he is going to not say anything. He just stays silent.
Pick is mad now. This is not good. Pick, no, don't do that. Pick.
Silence.
Oh, I don't even know if he's gonna like keep up his even if I go to the lake now, I don't know if he's gonna help anymore.
How would you feel, Rita, about if maybe you touched a mushroom and then you could send to me how to get you out?
I can't send. I'm out of those spells.
Oh. Okay.
that would be great. I mean, that would be.
It would escalate the situation.
It would absolutely. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I could actually go do that. I could go and get into the mushroom, and then I just have to long rest. I just have to sleep, and then I can send and tell you how to get out. That's a way to do it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure actually Pick would probably tell you right away if you were inside. I mean, that'd be the only solution.
Well, I mean, he might also he's never hurt me before. I don't know if he can hurt me. He might be
I
really.
would assume if he really wanted to, he probably could, but he doesn't want to. He's cantankerous and difficult.
I really don't like this. I don't like this escalation and this being mean to Pick, and now he's not talking to me. I kind of feel like I should go to the pond.
Okay, well here's the thing, Rita.
You hear in your head, the pond is that way, and you feel him kind of nudging you up.
Well, here's the thing, Rita. If we go to the pond, which I'm all for going to the pond, and then for letting Pick go through the pond into wherever it goes. I feel like we as a group need to go together if we're going to go through the pond.
Mm-hmm. Also, I don't really want to go through the pond.
I mean,
I kind of want to go.
I think you're right, Roland. But probably the only way that we're gonna actually get everyone to go together is to bring Pick there first. So, like, here, Pick, if we go up to the pond and we let you look at the pond, will you then tell us how to get them out, and then we can do that? Is that okay? Can you tell us at the pond?
If we stay at the pond, yes. You and me.
Okay.
They can do whatever.
What if I agree to just go up there right now, and you tell me so that I can tell Roland and Tarvik how to get them out, and then I go up to the pond with you. Is that okay?
But what if you don't go up the pond?
Pick, I want to go up to the pond. Is it gonna be dangerous up there?
No.
Are you just saying that?
No. Can you? What is Rita's intent? Is Rita's intent to actually go up to the pond?
Yes, I want to make everyone happy.
Okay.
I want to help Pick, but I need Pick to help us help.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Okay. Is that the same I got before?
Yeah. How about we walk halfway up to the pond, then I'll tell them, and then we continue up to the pond.
You got yourself a deal, Pick. Everyone, we're going up to that. We're gonna go up halfway to the pond. We're gonna figure it out there.
Okay, I'm gonna sit here. You just let me know when you guys are back. I sit by the bush.
Okay. I will say this interrupts your short rest, Rita.
Okay, fair enough.
You go up halfway, and it takes you about, I'd say, I don't know, like 30 minutes to kind of climb and weave your way up as he kind of sniffs the air and he's directing you, go this way, go that way. And he kind of says, oh, we're close. Okay, we'll go the rest of the way if they come out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You just have to set it fire.
Okay. Just set it on fire. Just set the mushroom on fire. That's all you got to do. Pick told me.
Just burn it.
That's it. That's it, Roland.
Okay. Living. If you'll walk any closer to the pond, I have to be able to find you. Okay? So, big stick. I'm gonna pick a big stick off the ground, I'm gonna hand it to her. You just make a big gouge in the ground, wherever you walk, until I find you.
Well, I think I'm gonna stay here until you
go?
guys catch up.
Wait, can we go a little bit more, please? I told you. You can do this
Yeah, okay.
thing.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you said it's gonna be safe, right? Like
It's gonna be safe.
Because I'm not. I would feel a lot more confident getting into any sort of altercation if I had just like an hour. but if you're telling me it's gonna be safe, Pig, I implicitly trust you.
There.
And I'm just gonna head up. See you, Roland. I'm gonna just and I'm gonna do the thing with the stick and just like put a big poke into the ground every step that I take.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I think Roland's going to cast Expeditious Retreat, and he's going to move as fast as he can. He's going to get back to. Actually, I don't know. I won't cast that if it doesn't last very long. It may not last very long.
I thought it was only a minute. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of
10
free
minutes.
movement. Okay.
It's 10 minutes. I'm not going to waste the spell slot. I'm just Roland is going to just get back as fast as he can. Not moving stealthy or anything. Going to get back to Tarvik, and then get Tarvik back to the others.
All right.
While they're doing that, am I allowed to spend some time figuring out what the rest of the mushrooms are?
You can try. Absolutely. Go ahead and roll me some history checks.
Okay. Well, I think
you have
I
yellow already. You know what?
Yeah.
Pig told you what black does. Or
Yeah.
you
I would say.
what this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what I put down in my inventory, because I gave the clear white one to Roland, I took 2 silver blue ones instead for splitting it up purposes. So I have three options: aquamarine, brown, purple, and silver blue.
All right.
So 3 history checks. We'll just go right. Yeah, well, if that's okay. I don't know how long.
No, yeah, absolutely. Just tell me which one you're doing first, second, third.
Okay, aquamarine first, then brown, purple, then silver, blue.
Okie dokie.
In that order.
Sounds good. All right, so aquamarine, you know that its name is Fingum Stinkus.
You want to put that one in there?
Oh, yeah.
I was about to say.
And you know that its method of emission is crushing it. The name may give it away in terms of what it might do, but you don't know the full details of it. But you know the method of dispersion and the name of it. For the brown-purple one, you know its name is Profundus Obscurus. Here. And you know that this brown and purplish mushroom usually ranges in size, features, and color. You're actually not sure what this does. There's been a lot of debate into what this is, and you remember there being conflicting arguments. So you're not quite sure, but you do know the name is Profundus Obscurus. The third one, Silver Blue. Yeah, I have no idea what this is.
Okay.
Yep.
That works. I do that while I'm just sitting on the ground, just waiting,
Mm-hmm.
watching the blue dragonborn definitely like leave my sight line entirely,
Absolutely.
and just chilling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's not just blue dragonborn. It's blue dragonborn as well as a half orc that you didn't see originally in the tunnels in the mine, but you do see he's part of the group, as well as the woman that you saw and the soldiers that disappear into town. Roland, you are able to reach Tarvik. Do you pass by him or say anything?
Yep, I'll grab him. I'll say, apparently we gotta set the mushroom on fire. You coming with me?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Are we just burning both of them then?
I want to see whether or not burning it destroys it on the first one, and then we'll talk about the second one. But if we can, like, cover it, like, get a chunk of earth and cover it in moss and figure out a way to transport it, we might spend a minute trying to figure that out. If not, yeah, we're gonna burn it.
Okay. Let's, yeah. Alright. And I'll just get started going back down into the hole.
Alright, so both you and Roland go down. What was Cassandra and Cromwell doing in this time period?
So I'm gonna try and take a bit off of the wall. Will it separate?
How are you doing that?
Like I'll use my knife to like kind of dig out a hole and like
You-
pull out.
Yeah, you dig out a hole and you see that self-healing property fill in.
Can I separate a little chunk?
Yeah, you kind of like pull apart with your hands.
Rommel, do you think this is edible?
I wouldn't trust it, Lightfoot.
You gonna sniff it?
You that hungry? I have food.
But what if it's magic? What if it makes us like super powerful?
Or what if it kills us?
Ugh. Does it smell like poison?
I'll take a sniff with you.
No.
Go ahead and make a perception check. As you sniff.
That's fine.
Ooh, very nice. It doesn't smell poison, no. And you're pretty confident about that.
A little nibble.
You nibble on it. Tastes like a raw mushroom. You add a little spices to it. Maybe cook it up a bit. Might be actually tasty.
Grab a few chunks and put them in my bag. So where are they?
Nice.
Why aren't they here yet?
I don't know. I'm sure Roland will figure it out. He's the smart one. All that
I guess
magic
we
stuff.
can rest. How long has it been?
I don't know. It's tough. There's no sun.
Girl.
He'll do a survival check, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, it's hard to tell. He'll estimate maybe, I don't know, from 10 minutes to an hour is his best guess.
So I heard a hag earlier and no one's talking about it, but that Rita almost traded like her whole life away for this hag. And I hope she's not just like hanging out.
When? And he'll like question you about what the hell happened.
So I'll just tell like the whole story of like all three hags that we've met. I think 3. Maybe 4.
4.
Yeah, 4 hags.
3 were together. 1 was from that. Yeah. You pass the time and you catch up Cromwell and he's like, "Ugh, Rita, she should know better."
I killed a hag, but yeah, good.
So the two are able to come back. So, not Cromwell, Tarvik and Roland, you're back in the cave. I'm gonna move your tokens. All right, what do you do?
Okay. I'm gonna press the digitation a little campfire. and maybe it's like a torch. Actually, probably torch would be easier. And I think I'm just gonna move it over to the mushroom and try to light the mushroom on fire.
All right.
Don't you have that thing that you just can launch fire from a distance though?
I don't want to like smash it though, you know. And I'm also gonna
Right,
mage
we're
hand
just trying to burn it.
the torch over to it.
Okay. You light the mushroom on fire, and kind of like mid-conversation, you guys are like chilling, Cromwell and Cassandra, and all of a sudden, you guys... take 8 points of fire damage as all of a sudden you are back in the mine, surrounded by water and staring at Tarvik and Roland. As you guys look behind Tarvik as Tarvik and Roland look behind Cromwell and Cassandra, you see that the mushroom is burning.
Can I put it out?
Yeah.
Water.
As soon as you splash some water, you see, just like in a cartoon, the mushroom just dissipates into a crumple of dust.
They
Okay,
knew you
good to
guys
know.
would come. Where's Rita?
That's like a one.
It's complicated, but the answer is halfway up a mountain.
Oh, that's cool.
Probably
That's
somewhere
cool.
directly
Yeah.
above us.
Mm-hmm.
You guys notice
Okay.
that Cassandra has like this very chill air about her, and she just seems like really friendly.
I wonder why.
That's nice.
I see
Oh.
everyone's enjoyed my present. Actually, I look at Cromwell and says, "Okay, I can see just Rita, or not
Just
Rita,
me.
just you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just Lifelet.
I'm gonna need that other one back. Certain people who are not here should not have this.
Cromwell will hand you one back that he had that
Yeah.
he didn't use.
Yeah, I'll put that back in the bag with the other
Mhm.
one.
You
Also,
know, I'm already
I
all
would-
over, but it's gonna be alright, right, guys? We're fine.
Yeah.
We figured it out. The
Mhm.
hag's definitely not gonna hunt us down.
Yep. There's
Yep.
no hag here for sure.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Little
we should
mushroom
probably go
over
get
there in
Rita.
the corner.
Oh yeah.
Cromwell got those.
okay.
I'm not.
Oh, there's
touching
one more
that
black
mushroom.
mushroom.
That thing sucked us up in.
Oh, you got the white one.
Yeah, I got some.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll.
You all want to
he'll,
just
like,
burn
present
another
them.
black one, or do you want to leave it here, or do you want to attempt to try to take that thing with us?
I ate a little bit. It's tasty.
Can I remove some moss from the wall and throw it at the black mushroom and see if the moss gets sucked up into the mushroom
Yeah.
or not?
Yeah. You tear some off. You throw it in, and it does. It disappears.
Yeah, I have no idea how we transport that thing. I think option one is leave it here and see if maybe we can get Lydia to come back and touch it. Option one, or we should burn it. Option two.
It would be a nice place to sleep because it's all soft and mushy inside.
Facts.
Well, we can't get out from inside. Although I don't know what would have happened if you tried to light it on fire from the inside. I bet that would have
You should
worked.
try. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a nice portable home for a nice rest.
If
Nice
we could
and
move
safe. Yeah. Also, if we could get out from burning it from the inside, which we can't
What
now,
if
I
we
suppose.
dug the rock out from under it? We just hold the rock.
How would we carry that though? Like you just want to carry that in front of you?
Yeah, just hold a rock for hours.
Oh
on
yeah.
end.
Yeah, like we could like strap it to somebody and be like, be really careful not to brush this against anything. Like we make a hat out of it. Like, do you want to make a rock hat?
Yeah.
With
I
just the
don't know if that'd
mushroom
be very
pointing up to
comfy.
the sky. Right?
Roland, are you being sarcastic?
This is more out of character, but I think Roland's presenting these as that's true. Roland is presenting these as very real things he has considered and is like trying to vet as the legitimate solutions to how to transport the mushroom that teleports you every time you touch it.
So, Roland, with your high intelligence, go ahead and just roll intelligence for me. See how well you're thinking about this problem.
Great intelligence. Maybe. Slow computer. 17.
The mushroom is coming out from the ground. It's touching something and not teleporting it.
Dig around the mushroom.
Or like the
See what's
stalk
underneath
is
there.
not teleporting.
Maybe? Oh, maybe it's just if you touch the cap of the mushroom and not the stalk. I'm gonna start testing it with Mage Hand and like trying to use Mage Hand to dig around it and like touching the stalk and like seeing if we can figure out what's going on with this.
Okay, so you use Mage Hand to touch like the different areas of the mushroom. Every single time your Mage Hand disappears and you have to recast it. So it seems like no matter where you touch it, it will disappear. You dig around and you kind of dig underneath it, and your Mage Hand, you're able to pull up that mound of dirt and the mushroom with it, and it is floating on your Mage Hand.
Just cantrip the Mage Hand around for a little bit so we can figure this out.
I am pretty sleepy, so we could just go find Rita and we all take a mushroom nap.
So I want to still reiterate, we don't know for sure that we can burn our way out from inside, and that's still just one use of it.
We could also just
So walking and talking. Or walking and talking.
I think the ideal solution is we just toss it at monsters over and over again. We just make a giant
kind
thing.
of like that.
No,
It's
but
only
if we just
10 foot by 10 foot inside, so...
Oh, so you're saying that we can...
But that would be even
that they're
better.
going to be
You can
very
like
tight.
insta-cram them. Like,
Suffocate.
like
And
fight
then-
each other. Yeah.
And then
Fight
when we
each
go to
other,
fight
yeah.
someone important, we just burn it, and then all of a sudden, bam, we have a bunch of chaos monsters.
A lot of corpses and one really strong monster, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then they'll attack us too.
You know, it's kind of more of a flee strategy, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, it works once.
They can eat the mushroom forever, but they would have run out of water. How live with water? Unless they have water on them. We should teleport water in there for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just like every once in a while we'll just dip it underwater and hope they don't drown.
Yeah.
Maybe we can
The
put
whole
smaller amounts of
lake
water.
goes into it.
We'll just throw a canteen at it. Like we won't actually do
Yeah.
that. We'll throw a water skin at it, it'll be fine.
Alright, so you guys have it
Okay,
floating
well.
on your Mage Hand. What do you do?
We're going to
Talk up
find
to find
Rita.
Rita.
We're-
Yeah.
Choices. Oh, you're just floating it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean right now.
Just chatting.
Right now we are, yeah.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, we're walking,
in the
walking
meantime-
with it. Yeah.
We shoot back to Rita, and we'll end this soon here. But Rita, Pick is navigating you kind of up and to the side, and you're marking with your pole, and you come to this clearing where you see a pond. And I'm going to change the map. You're all going to be here, but only Rita's actually here. You see hidden beyond some trees and with a slope, a very pristine, clear, peaceful, and tranquil pond. And Pick in your head says, "This must be it, Rita."
Pick!
Can we get closer?
I mean, I guess so. What do you want to do here?
Oh, we have to look around. I think it's another water gate.
What's a water gate?
Look in the water.
Get in the water?
No,
Like
no.
look in the water? Get in the water? What did you just say?
Look in.
Look in?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll like walk up to the edge of the pond and look at the water.
All right. Move your token for me so I know which edge.
Yeah, okay. I will I mean, which way did I come from? I'm just gonna like walk right up to it. I'm gonna
Yep.
maybe I get like here. I'm just precariously over this. Is this a beach or is this a cliff?
It's more like a gentle slope.
Okay.
It's not.
I
It's
mean,
like
maybe
a foot of a slope. Not
you know,
very
maybe I walk all the way around, and like I'll get up to it, and I'm just gonna walk around the edge, and I'm gonna get down to like this actual beach area,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna look over here.
Okay. Make a perception check for me.
Okay.
You feel like you see glinting gold fish swimming in a circle deep, deep, deep below. The perception is messing with you a bit. It seems both at the surface, yet very deep. And they just kind of seem to be swimming very relaxed above some type of mound. But when you take a look at the pond itself, you don't see any type of island mound in the water. Yet when you look at the reflection, if you stare very deeply, you feel like you see it. It's very confusing. As you take a look over, Pick says, he just kind of catches his breath with a bit of a sigh. Okay. Do you want to go in?
What? Hold on. What is a water gate? This is really weird. And like, I'm gonna like look up, like into the air to see if there's like a floating island that I'm seeing in the
Yeah.
reflection. I assume not.
You don't, yeah.
Okay.
You look up to
What?
confirm and you don't. And Pick responds, it's one of the gates. It's, I've never seen this one. I didn't know it was here. I wonder how it got here.
I mean, I feel like we.
Well, I guess that happens,
Like,
so I'm not too
I
surprised.
know what a gate is. I know that a gate is like something that leads you from one place into like another place.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. Like I understand that. I feel like I should not just go in. I feel like I need to wait for my friends. Is that okay? Can we just wait? And I'm gonna like, as he's like whimpering, I'm just gonna like come over here, and I'm gonna like sit down and put my back against the the hill
steeper
here, and
cliff,
I'm gonna and I'm gonna pull him around, and I'm just gonna start plucking away at Pick, here next to the pool, playing some music. We're right here, Pick. Just gotta wait a little longer for my friends to catch up.
I will say, with the time it takes for them to catch up to you, you do get a short rest. Because it took half an hour to get about halfway, and then roughly just a little bit
Amazing.
beyond more, you are able to get a short rest here, as Pick is whimpering the entire time.
I am going to very gladly press my buttons and roll my dice. Thank you.
Yes. You guys are finally able to make your way up to where Rita is, following her tracks, as you also see this cliffside going into this very serene pond. And you see Rita just plucking away at Pick, seeming to be relaxing and resting at this little area here. And that is where we will end tonight's session. I feel like that's perfect.